or you can choose this one. But you can't choose both. All right? Okay, so you have to choose this one. You can't have your cake and eat it too. Es una expresión en inglés that I have never understood. No puedes tener tu tarta y comerla también. Es una expresión en inglés. You can't have your cake and eat it too. All right? Ni comes ni dejas comer. Now, which do you want? Either one is fine with me, but just make a decision. Make up your mind. Come on. You're wasting my time. You keep worrying about which book to use, and you keep asking about how much time we have left. We have 14 and a half minutes left, okay? And I still have half a cup of water left. All right, nos quedan bastantes frases. We have quite a few sentences left. Would you like to know how many sentences we have left? I don't know if we'll finish these sentences in this segment because you keep asking me about the time. You keep asking me how much time we have left. And we've spent half of the class time simply talking about how much time we have left. Nos quedan bastantes frases. We have quite a few sentences left. To be exact, to be precise, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 sentences left, not counting the current sentence. So when I finish talking about the current sentence, then we'll have 9 sentences left. And to tell you the truth, at this rate, a este paso, a este ritmo, at this rate, escrito rate, como tasa de natalidad, birth rate, como tipos de interés, interest rate. At this rate, a esta velocidad, a este ritmo, at this rate, we're not going to finish these 9 sentences or 10 sentences. Okay? Nos quedan bastantes frases, amigo mío. We have quite a few, not a few, quite a few. Okay, cambia a few. A few means unos pocos. Quite a few means bastantes, más de lo que piensas. We have quite a few sentences left. Casi ninguno de ellos fuman o fuma. Hardly any of them smoke. There are 27 people in that department next door, in the next department. 27 people, and 2 of them smoke, I think. If I remember right. En inglés, si recuerdo correcto. En español, curiosamente, decís siempre, si mal no recuerdo, o si no recuerdo mal, siempre entráis por lo negativo. Y en inglés, si recuerdo bien. If I remember right, okay, only 2 people smoke in that department. And there are 27 people, so hardly anyone anyone smokes in that department. It's true. Hardly anyone smokes. No one smokes in that department. Significa que nadie. 0 out of 27. 1 out of 27. Hardly anyone. 2 out of 27. Hardly anyone. 3 out of 27. Hardly anyone. 4 out of 27. Only a few. Ya cambió a casi nadie a solo unos pocos. Okay, only a few smoke. All right, pocos de ellos fuman. Few of them smoke. Few. I have few problems. Yeah. I have a few problems. Hay una diferencia tremenda entre estas dos frases. Vamos a escucharlas otra vez. Primero, I have a few problems. I have a few problems. Second sentence, I have few problems. Okay. In the first case, es que tengo unos cuantos problemas. It's not very positive. I have few problems means tengo pocas problemas. Soy un hombre de suerte. I have few problems in life. I have a few problems in life. Es lo mismo con little. There is little ink left in this pen. We have a problem. Queda poca tinta. Queda poca tinta. We have little ink left in this pen. Ahora, queda un poco de tinta. There is, or we have, a little ink left. It's more positive. If you're walking in the desert, crossing the desert, and you're dying of thirst, the sun is shining, the sun is beating down on you, and you're not sure you're going to make it across the desert. Maybe you will die in your crossing. And your friend is carrying a canteen. A canteen is a cantimplora. And you ask, how much water do we have left? And he says, Two possible answers. Which answer do you prefer? We have little water left. Or, we have a little water left. Of course, the second. Nos queda un poco de agua. Nos queda poca agua. Is not very optimistic. All right. Pocos de ellos fuman. Few of them smoke. Algunos de ellos fuman. Some of them smoke. Some of them, but not all of them. Some of them, but not all of them. Memorizad esta frase. Escuchad. Some of them, comma, but not all of them. Some of them, but not all of them. Some of them, but not all of them. Y luego cambias. Some of us, algunos de nosotros. Some of us, but not all of us. Some of us, y lo digo por un motivo fonético. Some of, algunos de ellos, algunos de mis problemas, algunos de mis amigos, algunos de mis asuntos. Some of. La M manda y enlaza, es el agente que liga. Some of. Los españoles tenéis la manía y me vuelve loco. It drives me crazy. Decir son of y no la M, decís un N. Son of my friends es hijo de mis amigos. Son of my problems, hijo de mis problemas. ¿Por qué decís son of? It's some of. Y practicad some of. Some of. Some of my problems, some of my friends, some of my sentences, some of the microphones, some of the people here, some of the lights, some of the tables in this room, some of the cups, some of. So, algunos de ellos fuman, pero no todos. Some of them smoke, but not all of them. This is an important phonetic question that you need to eradicate now, which is some of them. Y recomiendo decir algunos de los cambios, some of the changes, some of the changes, not all of the changes. Okay, tanto Pepe como Paco tomaron parte. Both Pepe and Paco took part. Both Pepe and Paco participated. Mucho P aquí. Both Pepe and Paco participated. It's a trabalenguas, it's a tongue twister. Did both Pepe and Paco participate? Yes, Paco y Pepe participated. Both Pepe and Paco, tanto el uno como el otro. Both of them, ambos. Both the microphone and the cup belong to me. Both book A and book B belong to me. Both the pen and the table are mine. Both Juan Luis and Marta work here. Both those lights and those lights are hot. Both that camera and that camera are focused on me. Tanto esa cámara como aquella están enfocadas en mí. Both and. Así decimos en inglés, tanto el uno como el otro. Both Barcelona and Madrid are beautiful cities. Both France and Spain are interesting countries. Both Germany and Italy are strong economically. Both the United States and China are big geographically. Both South America and North America form part of a single land mass. Both Europe and Asia form part or make up. Se dice más make up que form part aquí. Both Europe and Asia make up a single land mass. Do you understand? Okay. Both Australia and New Zealand make up a continent. Both Argentina and Brazil are important countries in South America. Both Argentina and Brazil are strong economies. Both the Sudan and Algeria are big countries in area. The three biggest countries in Africa in area are Algeria, or the Sudan first, I think, Sudan. Second, Algeria, and the third, the Congo. And the fourth, South Africa, I think. Okay? So both the Sudan and Algeria are big countries in area, not necessarily in population. Both Spain and Mexico are Spanish-speaking countries. Both Argentina and Chile are Spanish-speaking countries. Both Argentina and Chile belong to the Mercosur Union. Both the United States and Mexico belong to the NAFTA, the North North American Free Trade Agreement. Yeah, both those countries. Both Canada and the United States belong to that agreement. Both Spain and Italy are European countries. Both Spain and Germany belong to the Common Monetary Union. Okay? Both Scotland and Wales belong to the United Kingdom, which includes England and Northern Ireland. Tanto el uno como el otro. Both and. Both the microphone and. So, you can make in your head many sentences. Both Gijón and Oviedo are in Asturias. Both Lugo and Pontevedra are in Galicia. Both Cáceres and Badajoz are in Extremadura. Both Cabra and Baza are in Andalucía. Both Ellín and Albacete are in Castilla-La Mancha. Both Toledo and Segovia are beautiful cities. Interesting tourist attractions. Okay. Practice it. Ninguno de los dos tomaron parte. Neither one of them. Tanto Pepe como Paco tomaron parte. Both Pepe and Paco took part in the crime. Yeah. They committed a crime. And both Paco and Pepe were involved in the crime. Al contrario, ninguno de los dos se involucraron. On the contrary, neither one of them were involved. Both of them have an alibi. Neither one of them were involved. Both of them have an alibi. Neither one of them. Okay? Neither one of them were involved. Both of them have an alibi. Do you have an alibi? Were you involved in the crime? Do you have an alibi? I have an alibi. I was with Pepe and Paco. So Pepe and Paco have an alibi. They were with me. They were not at the scene of the crime. It was a murder. The murder took place behind the scenes in the theater. Behind the scenes, detrás de las escenas, significa entre bastidores. El escenario en un teatro es the stage, escrito stage como stage en la vuelta ciclista, stage, una etapa. Pero también significa escenario teatral, the stage. Stage fright, F-R-I-G-H-T, como light, quitando la L y poniendo F-R al principio. Fright es susto o miedo. Viene del verbo frighten, fright. Stage, como escenario, miedo es miedo escénico. Hay gente que sufre, yo no. Hay gente que sufre miedo escénico. I suffer stage fright. It depends on the situation. If I'm talking about things I know, I don't suffer stage fright. But if I have to talk about the influence of ceramic cups on the history of Castellón de la Plana, well, perhaps I can have stage fright if I need to speak for 20 minutes about that, because I'm unsure of myself. And stage fright is simply a question of insecurity. And insecurity can be broken by knowledge of your subject and believing in your subject, and boom, you lose your stage fright like that. In the snap of a fingers, to snap. I'm snapping my fingers. Can you snap both? Can you snap your fingers? Snap, snap. I can snap my fingers on both hands. I can snap my right hand. I can snap the fingers on my left hand. I can snap my fingers simultaneously, which means I can snap my fingers at the same time. And unlike you, a diferencia tuyo o a diferencia de ti, unlike, como like es similar a like you, al igual que tú, like you, I can speak Spanish. Maybe not with a Spanish accent, but I can speak Spanish as well as you. So like you, I can speak Spanish. Unlike you, okay, I snap my fingers with my little finger. We call this a pinky. You say meñique, but normally we say the little finger. I use my little finger to snap. Okay? I don't use my third finger. You understand? My middle finger. I use my little fingers. Now, can you snap both hands at the same time using your little fingers? ¿A que no puedes? I bet you can't. En castellano, donde dice a que no o a que sí. A que tengo razón. I bet I'm right. ¿A que no puedes hacer eso? I bet you can't do that. Okay? I bet you can't kiss your elbow. ¿A que no puedes besarte el codo? I bet you can't. I bet you can't. Si dice I bet, es apuesto a que no. Aquí decís a que no. ¿A que no puedes hacer esto? With your left hand. I bet you can't do that. Can you do that? I bet you can't. I bet you can't. Do you speak English perfectly? Nah, I bet you can't. I bet you don't. Or I bet you can't speak English perfectly. All right? Yeah. Can you pat your head and rub your stomach at the same time? Yeah, like that? I bet you can't. I bet you can't. Some people can, some people can't, okay? All right, this class is starting to degenerate, and how much time do we have left? We have about 5 minutes left, okay, Juan Luis. He always tells me how much time we have left, and we have 5 minutes left. Okay, so, tanto Pepe como Paco tomaron parte. Both Pepe and Paco took part in the demonstration, en la manifestación. Ahora, al contrario, ninguno de los dos tomaron parte. Neither of them, o bien, neither one of them, que es más corriente todavía, neither one of them took part in the demonstration. I was there. I'm a member of the secret police, and my job is to take a photograph of everybody at the demonstration and to take note of their names. And I guarantee you, te garantizo, Pepe and Paco weren't there. Todo el mundo sabe que ninguno de los dos libros han sido traducidos. Both of us. Everybody knows that neither of the two books have been translated. Yes. Both of us know, tanto tú como yo sabemos, que ninguno de los dos libros han sido o ha sido traducido. Both of us know. Come on. Rafa, you know. Come on, reconócelo. Admit it. Admit it. En inglés admitimos las verdades, no reconocemos. Rafa, admit it. You know and I know. Both of us know que de los dos libros, ninguno de los dos ha sido traducido. Both of us know that neither of the books has been translated. Ahora, si son 3 los libros, o más, diría, Rafa, both of us know that none of the books, salto de neither a none, como pares y nones. None, se pronuncia, none of the books. Both of us know, Rafa, that none of the books have been translated. None of them have been translated. Somebody has to translate them, and pretty quickly, because the deadline is next week. The books have to be translated by Friday of next week. Now we're at the beginning of the week, which means the books have to be translated by Friday of next week, which means that quien sea, que al final es el traductor, whoever the translator is, has to start right away. Has to start immediately. Has to start now. Okay? Yes. What's the magic word? It's not por favor, it's not please, it's now. Right now. So, todo el mundo sabe que ninguno de los libros, de los dos en este caso, han sido traducidos. Both of us know, Rafa, that neither of the two books, neither one of them, has been translated. Both are waiting to be translated. And the deadline, la fecha tope, muerta línea, literalmente, deadline, es el último día de plazo, fecha tope. The deadline is Friday of next week. So our good friend, the translator, has until Friday of next week to translate those 2 books, which means he needs to work non-stop, 24 hours a day. Otherwise, we have a problem, and we will have to pay a penalty, porque hay una cláusula de penalización en el contrato. There's a penalty clause in the contract. But don't worry about that. It's not your problem. Your problem is only one, to improve your English. And that's why I'm here. And I'll be back to help you more. And in the meantime, mientras tanto, in the meantime, please study, okay? Anda, do it for me, please. Si eres universitario o joven adulto, quiero hablarte del MIP, de nuestro Máster en Inglés Profesional. Cada año 50.000 jóvenes recién licenciados salen al mismo tiempo en busca de su primer empleo. ¿Eres uno de ellos? ¿Vas a ser pronto uno de ellos? ¿Cómo te vas a diferenciar de los demás, de los 50.000 competidores? ¿Cómo vas a conseguir no ser uno más del montón? Yo llevo casi 40 años aquí, enseñando inglés a directivos de empresa y haciendo pasillos. Y sé que cuando un joven con el inglés resuelto entra por la puerta de una empresa, casi se lo rifan entre los diferentes departamentos. Con el inglés resuelto, tu cotización subirá 100 veces. Y con nuestro MIP, nuestro Máster en Inglés Profesional, te daremos el inglés que quieres. Pero sobre todo, te daremos el inglés que ellos tanto necesitan.
Hey, my amigos, we're in Miami, Florida. I love Miami because it's got that sabor Latino that we love here in Miami. But Miami is the cruise capital of the world. Eso es, cruceros, cruise, no cruise, cruise, como Tom Cruise, no cruise, ¿no? Y ya que estamos, Ashton Kutcher, ¿Catcher? ¿Cómo se pronuncia? Es Ashton Kutcher, no Catcher. Vulture. I don't know what you say. Ashton Kutcher. Otra. Halle Berry. La actriz se llama Halle Berry. Y quizá la más difícil, que yo creo que hasta él no sabe pronunciarlo bien, es Matthew McConaughey. No Matthew McConaughey. Es como, hey, my friend. Hey, it's Matthew McConaughey. Well, join us here in the cruise capital of the world, Miami.
Cuando los padres me preguntan ¿cuándo debo iniciar a mi hijo en el inglés? Les digo que desde ya. En nuestra línea junior comenzamos con los niños a los 4 años y año tras año hasta los 17 seguimos con ellos. ¿Objetivo? Comprensión oral y soltura. Comprensión y soltura.
El método Vaughan para niños y para jóvenes se divide en 3 fases. La primera para niños de entre 4 y 7 años, donde abordamos cada temática a través de juegos, canciones, historias y manualidades. La segunda desde los 8 a los 10 años, donde las clases serán temáticas introduciendo el método Vaughan. La tercera fase es a partir de los 10 años, donde se agrupan a los jóvenes por su nivel para que aprendan el método Vaughan de forma íntegra.
Los niños se hacen con el inglés oyéndolo y escuchándolo. Leer, escribir, gramática, eso viene después.
Ahora sí que no tienes excusa para no escuchar Vaughan Radio, vayas donde vayas. Estrenamos aplicación para Android y Apple, para que nos lleves contigo a todas horas. Toda nuestra programación en directo, retos, podcasts y redes sociales disponibles a un solo clic para que continúes mejorando tu inglés. Descárgala ya, no esperes más.
Para pasar de un nivel insuficiente de inglés a tener un buen dominio, exige una apuesta fuerte en tiempo, esfuerzo y muchas veces en dinero también. Sin embargo, para los que llegan a buen puerto, el alivio es tremendo y la inversión rentable, muy rentable. Para gente con trabajo y familia, sé que es difícil. Pero si está usted dispuesto a hacer la apuesta personal, tendrá en nosotros y en nuestro EMIP un aliado. Eso sí, un aliado realista y exigente, pero un aliado. Alíese con nosotros y con nuestro EMIP, nuestro Executive Master en Inglés Profesional, y le ayudaremos a conseguirlo.
Un estudio recientemente publicado por la prestigiosa Bloomsford University afirma que el 97% de las rubias con pelazo y cerebro debajo pronuncian el inglés mucho mejor que Carolina Herrera su propio nombre. 5 de cada 6 morenas en realidad son rubias atrapadas en cuerpos de morenas, y por eso no les da vergüenza hablar inglés. Los hombres con alma de rubias tienen un nivel de inglés un 67% superior a los hombres que no saben que ser rubia es un estado de ánimo.
¿Y tú qué? ¿Cuando piensas en ponerte con el inglés te entran ganas de bajarte de la vida? Pues eso se va a acabar porque por fin existe un libro de inglés para rubias. Este libro tan rosa y tan cookie incluye Unicornios y Brilli Brilli, 8 capítulos sobre el inglés de la vida rubia, un listado de frases míticas de la vecina rubia traducidas al inglés, un rubiccionario con más de 500 palabritas y expresiones para hablar en inglés de tus rubieces, un repaso general de la gramática del inglés, una rubiguía de pronunciación, porque pronunciar bien es de guapas, audio descargable y mucho más. Inglés para rubias que no tienen un pelo de tontas, un libro de la vecina rubia y Mamen Rivera ilustrado por Isa Muguruza, para que te subas al inglés sin despeinarte el pelazo.
Action!
Oh, I'm sorry. Did you say action? Oh, my God, I'm so sorry. I was in La La Land. No, not Los Angeles. Sí, es un apodo para Los Ángeles, La La Land. Pero también La La Land es los mundos de Yuppie. Y sí que vivo en La La Land. ¿Por qué? La 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 La. La La Land. Bueno, hoy estamos de rodaje. We've got a shoot. Cuidado con esta palabra. He oído mucha gente decir que tienen un shooting. A shooting es un tiroteo. Oh my God, please, don't be violent. So be careful, ten cuidado. A shoot es un rodaje. And a shooting es un tiroteo. Y la verdad es que en Los Ángeles puedes tener ambas. Bueno, si quieres aprender esto y mucho más, pídate mi nuevo libro.
Pronunciation. Could he?
Could he?
Could he improve it?
Could he improve it?
Could he lie to you?
Could he lie to you?
How could he change?
How could he change?
Could he?
Could he?
Pronunciation.
Dale a ellos su pelota. Give them their ball. Them, their. Se pronuncia sacando la lengua. Them, their. Give them their ball. Y there se pronuncia como allí. There. There, there. Give them their ball. La lengua, there. There, not here, there. Remember, them, there. Keep studying. See you next time.
Hello again and welcome to another 1 minute English class. How long does it take to drive from Madrid to Barcelona? How long does it take to fly from New York to London? How long does it take to learn a second language well? How long does it take? How long does it take? How long does it take? How long does it take you? Impersonal, how long does it take? How long does it take to learn German? How long does it take to walk 1 mile? How long does it take? Now, personal, how long does it take me? How long does it take you? In the present tense, ¿cuánto tardas en llegar a casa cada día? How long does it take you to go home from work every day? How long does it take your wife, your husband? How long does it take people in general? How long does it take? That's the present tense. Tomorrow, how long will it take? Will it take? Yesterday, how long did it take you to go to work yesterday? How long did it take you to study English yesterday? How long did it take? Conditional, hypothetical questions. How long would it take to learn a language if there were only 2 verb tenses? How long would it take? Okay. We'll continue another day with take. It takes. How long does it take? Etc. etc. etc.
The Vaughan Challenge.
Which one is correct?
You haven't got all day. Come on. The correct answer is...
A. It reminded me of you.
Hello and welcome to Who's Who. My name is Alberto Alonso, and this is a show where we give you clues about famous people, and you have to guess who we're talking about. All right, are you ready for today's famous person? All right, the first clue. He's a singer-songwriter. That's a lot of people. There are a lot of singer-songwriters in the world. So let's move on to clue number 2. He's done many movie soundtracks. That's right. He has done several movie soundtracks. You'll hear a lot of his music in films. All right, that was clue number 2. Clue number 3. He was born in New Jersey. Now, this is a very big clue. All right, this is a really big one. He was born in New Jersey. Any ideas? Do you think you know who I'm talking about? All right, for those of you who still don't know, some more clues. Number 4, he is the lead singer of his band. He is the lead singer and one of the founding members of his band. All right, that was a double clue. I'm very generous, aren't I? All right, and the last and final clue. He has acted in movies as well as singing and writing songs. He has also acted in films. Do you know who I'm talking about? Well, good luck. We'll see you next time here on Who's Who.
Hi guys, I'm here at the park. I'm right next to a fountain. This is called a fountain. Now it's really loud. It's quite noisy. Now you'll notice there's some pigeons around, right? There are some pigeons around because they like the water. In fact, we say that they take a bath in the water. Se bañan, they take a bath in the water. Now the fountain, the water looks really refreshing. It looks refreshing, but I don't think that it's drinkable water. I can't drink it. It's not drinkable water. Now you can see the water is coming out of the balls on the top. It's coming out, and then here it's running over the edge. All right? So when the water is flowing, we say the water is running. Como corriendo. The water is running. And it's making a lot of noise. Now I said I don't think it's drinkable, and I also don't think it's possible to put my feet in the water. When we walk in the water just a little bit with our feet in the water, we call this to wade. W-A-D-E, to wade in the water. I don't think it's possible for me to wade in the water. So I'm going to keep going and see if I find some place. See you next time. Bye-bye.
Choose the right question. I got married in 1977.
Very good, very good. Hurry up. The correct answer is...
C. When did you get married?
hold your purse, someone like Claire, Richard and touch face.
Problems with your English?
Vaughan TV.
Pronunciation. Do we have to?
Do we have to?
Do we have to pay?
Do we have to pay?
Do we have to choose?
Do we have to choose?
Do we have to go to sleep?
Do we have to go to sleep?
Do we have to?
Do we have to?
Pronunciation.
All right, did you say Frank Sinatra? Well, I'm sorry, it wasn't Frank Sinatra. But it was Mr. John Bon Jovi, another artist born in New Jersey. In fact, one of his albums is called New Jersey. Well, if you got it right, good job. See you next time. Hello and welcome to Who's Who. This is a show where I give you clues about a famous person, and you have to tell me which famous person I'm talking about. Are you ready? Okay, let's take a look at clue number 1. This man was a very popular Victorian writer. Okay? A very extremely popular Victorian writer. Clue number 2. He was born in England. He was born in Portsmouth, to be more specific. In Portsmouth, England. All right. Any idea yet? No? All right. I'll keep giving you some more clues. Clue number 3. He created episodes, short stories or episodes that later became books. Sound like someone you know? Still not a clue? All right. Let's check out clue number 4. His work was first published in newspapers and magazines. So his first writings were not books, but they were articles or short stories for newspapers and magazines. Are you getting warmer? Do you have any idea who I'm talking about? All right, I'm going to give you one more clue. One final clue. His books, or some of his books, have never ever gone out of print since day one. That's right. His books, some of his most popular books or novels, have never ever gone out of print. That means they've been printing them since the day they were first printed. Any ideas? Well, I wish you the best of luck, and we'll see you next time here on Who's Who.
Hi guys, as you can see, I'm getting ready to go on a trip. I'm getting ready to go to the beach. It's not exactly beach weather here in the city. As you can see from what I'm wearing, jeans and a hoodie. This is called a hoodie because it has here a hood to cover my head. So we call this a hoodie. But it's just not warm here, and my girlfriends and I are dying to get out of the city and get to the beach. So we're heading someplace warm. I'm going to tell you a little bit about some of the essentials that I'm going to take in my beach tote. This is a beach tote, all right? So some of the essentials, obviously, since I'm going somewhere where the sun is going to be coming down, I need to protect my skin. Now, I bring this, which has an SPF of 30 to protect my body. But since the skin on my face is more delicate, I use an SPF 40 for my face because nobody wants wrinkles. My friends think I'm crazy, but I really like to protect my skin. Also, I use chapstick to protect my lips. Many people forget about this as well. Another thing that I like to take personally, and it's a great idea if you don't do it already, is this, which is sort of like a fresh spray of water. You use it, you spray it on when you're getting hot, when you're laying on your towel. It doesn't protect your skin, but it refreshes and cools you down. So I always take this. Now, other things that you've got to take, we're in the sun, so I said I'm protecting my skin, but you need to protect your eyes as well. So I'm bringing sunglasses. I have loads of sunglasses. Maybe if I were a collector, I would collect sunglasses because I sure have a lot of pairs. But these ones I'm taking because they're more sporty. Since I'm going to the beach, I want a more sporty look. Other things that I need to take with me. Well, when you're laying around and you're simply not doing much, it's nice to have something to entertain you. So I'm bringing my Sudokus, which I can do on the beach alone, and I can listen to music at the same time. But of course, these are things that I will sort of do alone. I won't really do these things with my friends. So I'm also bringing things that I need, or not that I need, but things that I can do with my friends. So cards. Cards are always a sure thing. If you know that you're going to be with a group of people, there's plenty of card games you can play, and everybody has fun. So cards are a must. My camera. Don't leave home without it. Nowadays, I want to put everything on Facebook. I want to put everything up on the internet and share my adventures with my friends. So my camera, also a must. Another thing that for me personally is a must is this. This is a nail file. So you use it to file your nail when you have, for example, a snag on your nail. Something that when you go like this, it gets caught, okay? It's not smooth. We call this a snag. So I always take this with me because I can't stand it when I have a snag in my nail. So I bring my trusty nail file. Finally, I said I have cards, but I like to do activities. I like to be active when I go to the beach. As you can see, I have a lot of energy. So something else that I'm bringing with me is my frisbee. I wanted to bring my paddles, but I couldn't find them. No idea where I left them. I must have left them behind the last time I traveled. But I've got my frisbee. So as you can see, I have all my clothes laid out. I've got everything I need, and now what I need to do is start packing. Thanks for joining me.
Welcome back to another 1 minute English class. La regla del at-on-in, como dicen algunos. At, on, in. For this 1 minute, let's focus on in and at. I'm in this room. I'm at the office. Okay. But to give you a feeling for at and in, imagine you go to a pharmacy, una farmacia, and there's a dog on the floor of the pharmacy that belongs to another client, for example. Now the dog is in the pharmacy. The dog's not at the pharmacy. Because when you go to a person who is at the pharmacy, it's for a purpose, to buy drugs, to buy pharmaceutical products. You cannot say the dog was at the pharmacy because you get the idea of a dog standing and ordering aspirin or other drugs or medicine. So you can't say, you could say the dog was in the pharmacy because the dog's master was at the pharmacy. I was in the airport, I was in the building, but I was at the airport to pick up a friend of mine. Why were you at the airport? I was at the airport for a purpose. I was in the airport, could be for a purpose, or it's just a physical reality. I was in a dream and I woke up in an airport. What am I doing in an airport? In this case, not at an airport. I was at the airport to pick up my sister. And remember, just remember, it's impossible for a dog to be at a pharmacy. And that helps you begin to get an idea between at and in. I hope it helps.
The Vaughan Challenge.
Which one is correct?
Quickly! Hurry up!
The correct answer is
C. The office is near my house.
Hi, it's Dr. Alonzo from the English Lab. Today's class is common mistakes. Give them theirs. Dale a ellos el suyo. Give me mine. Nunca decimos, give me the mine. Decimos, give me mine. Give you yours. Give you yours. Give her hers. Give him his. Give us ours. Keep practicing. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.
The Vaughan Challenge.
Which one is correct?
Do you know the right answer? You're running out of time.
The correct answer is...
C. The dog is in front of the chair.
Okay, did you say Oscar Wilde? Well, you're wrong. Yeah, it's not Oscar Wilde, although he is a very influential writer. But he wasn't born in England. That's right. The man I'm talking about is Mr. Charles Dickens. That's right. So if you got it, good job. We'll see you next time here on Who's Who.
Hi guys, here I am at work. I'm sitting at my desk. All right, notice I'm sitting at my desk. I'm not sitting on my desk. I'm sitting at my desk. All right, what do I have with me? I have here my computer. Important. Most people nowadays need a computer to do their work. So fortunately, I have 2 monitors. All right, I've got 2 computer monitors and a keyboard so that I can write and send emails, as well as write documents and other things. Now, some more important vocabulary for when you're at work. Here, I have the mouse, all right? I have the mouse, and this is the mouse pad. Okay, these are pencils and pens. Here's a pencil, all right? This is an eraser, or as they say in the UK, a rubber. All right, so this is a pencil, and this is a pen. All right, so I've got a collection of pencils and pens. I also have some scissors. Fíjate, scissors is plural. So I have some scissors, and I've even got a ruler. A ruler. All right, let me show you 1 or 2 more things. Here, I have a calendar, so that if I need to know the date, I can know the date, la fecha. I have a calendar. Actually, this is called a desk calendar. Remember, this is my desk, not my table. Finally, I've got a stapler and some Post-its. Post-its really come in handy. Thanks for joining me. I need to get back to work.
Hello and welcome back to another 1 Minute English class. I come here, well, I spend between a month and a half and 2.5 months here every year. When I go on vacation, I spend between a week and a half and 2.5 weeks on an island in the Mediterranean. Okay, hora y media, an hour and a half. Día y medio, a day and a half. Literalmente un día y una mitad. Una hora y una mitad. An hour and a half. A day and a half. Un kilómetro y medio. A kilometer and a half. A mile and a half. Mes y medio. A month and a half. Siempre es así. Nunca decimos 1.5 months. Nunca. A month and a half. Con el artículo, no con número. a week and a half, a year and a half, an hour and a half, a day and a half, a finger and a half. Okay? A finger and a half. It's difficult to do. A finger and a half. All right? An eye and a half. Siempre así. Ahora, en cuanto pasemos a dos, todo cambia. Lo siento, pero es así. 2 ojos y medio, 2 meses y medio, 2 months, 2 y medio meses en inglés. 2.5 months, 2.5 weeks, 9.5 weeks, 7.5 problems. Oh, I have 7.5 problems today. All right. Yesterday I only had a problem and a half, but today I have 7.5 problems. An hour and a half, 2.5 hours. A day and a half, 2.5 days. A week and a half, 2.5 weeks. 3.5 weeks, 4.5 weeks. Do you understand? A year and a half, 2.5 years. Probably it will take you 2.5 years to make good progress with your English. Not a year and a half. Probably 2.5 years. See you another day.
The Vaughan Challenge.
Which one is correct?
You don't know, do you? Chop chop.
The correct answer is
A. New Zealand is far from Europe.
Las tazas serpentean en busca de un lugar donde calentarse debido a su particular metabolismo cerámico.
Cups.
Algo que hemos hecho no ha debido gustarle e intenta alejarnos con su actitud amenazante.
Pronunciation. Should've.
Should've.
You should have seen them.
You should have seen them.
We should have remembered.
We should have remembered.
I should have helped her.
I should have helped her.
Should have.
Should have.
Pronunciation.
Si eres universitario o joven adulto, quiero hablarte del MIP, de nuestro Máster en Inglés Profesional. Cada año 50.000 jóvenes recién licenciados salen al mismo tiempo en busca de su primer empleo. ¿Eres uno de ellos? ¿Vas a ser pronto uno de ellos? ¿Cómo te vas a diferenciar de los demás, de los 50.000 competidores? ¿Cómo vas a conseguir no ser uno más del montón? Yo llevo casi 40 años aquí, enseñando inglés a directivos de empresa y haciendo pasillos. Y sé que cuando un joven con el inglés resuelto entra por la puerta de una empresa, casi se lo rifan entre los diferentes departamentos. Con el inglés resuelto, tu cotización subirá 100 veces. Y con nuestro MIP, nuestro Máster en Inglés Profesional, te daremos el inglés que quieres. Pero sobre todo, te daremos el inglés que ellos tanto, tanto necesitan.
Nos invita a conversar en inglés en un ambiente distendido y relajado, en su propia sala de estar, todos los días a las 10:30 y 18:30 horas. Ahora sí que no tienes excusa para no escuchar Vaughan Radio, vayas donde vayas. Estrenamos aplicación para Android y Apple, para que nos lleves contigo a todas horas. Toda nuestra programación en directo, retos, podcasts y redes sociales disponibles a un solo clic para que continúes mejorando tu inglés. Descárgala ya, no esperes más. 2 and 2, Mad Boy and Company, Kids Club y Let's Play acompañarán a los peques de la casa todos los días de 9:30 a 10:30 horas y de 17:30 a 18:30 horas, aquí en Vaughan Televisión.
Para pasar de un nivel insuficiente de inglés a tener un buen dominio, exige una apuesta fuerte en tiempo, esfuerzo y muchas veces en dinero también. Sin embargo, para los que llegan a buen puerto, el alivio es tremendo y la inversión rentable, muy rentable. Para gente con trabajo y familia, sé que es difícil, pero si está usted dispuesto a hacer la apuesta personal, tendrá en nosotros
y en nuestro EMIP un aliado. Eso sí, un aliado realista y exigente, pero un aliado. Alíese con nosotros y con nuestro EMIP, nuestro Executive Master en Inglés Profesional, y le ayudaremos a conseguirlo.
¿Necesitas aprender inglés de una forma rápida y fiable? ¿Eres un profesional con una vida ajetreada, poco tiempo libre y quieres darle un empujón a tu inglés? Pues apúntate a nuestros cursos de inmersión en verano. Con nuestro curso de inmersión conseguirás multiplicar tu comprensión auditiva, ganarás confianza, fluidez y vencerás el miedo escénico a la hora de comunicarte en inglés. Con Vaughan Town saldrás de nuestro pueblo angloparlante mucho más confiado en tu capacidad de comunicación y serás capaz de realizar todo tipo de actividad profesional en inglés con más eficacia. Y nuestros cursos residenciales son idóneos para lograr un rápido aprendizaje del idioma con cursos de 5 días o un fin de semana. Te estamos esperando. Llama al 91 700 1199.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Verb Circus. Yes, my name is... ¿A la grúa? Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Verb Circus. My name's Kyle Miller, and I'm joined by two great guests today in our third program. First, we have Jennifer. How are you, Jennifer?
I'm fine. I'm very excited.
Good, and you're doing a great job on the show. Are you having fun on the Verb Circus?
Yes.
Good. It looks like it. And over here we have Jermaine. How you doing, Jermaine?
I'm good, Kyle. I'm having a blast here.
You're having a blast. Okay, so what's going to happen today, Jermaine? Are you going to pick up a few more points?
Yes.
All right. Let's see how they do. Let's take a look at our scores before we get started and see how they're doing. Here we have Jennifer with 220. That's a great score, Jennifer. Yes, and Jermaine with 25 points, but catching his rhythm. I have a feeling you're going to do better today.
Yeah.
Let's see how they do, ladies and gentlemen. Let's get this show on the road. All right, I already introduced her, but I'll go back to Jennifer for just a moment. You're having fun, Jennifer. You're doing a great job. We were talking about food before the show, and you were telling me about your favorite kind of food. What is your favorite kind of food?
Chocolate, maybe.
Chocolate.
Dark chocolate.
And you were specific. You said dark chocolate.
Yes.
Better than milk chocolate for you?
Yes, better.
Why do you like dark chocolate so much?
Because it's not so sweet.
Okay, all right. Very good, very good. And Jermaine, what's your favorite kind of food?
I like everything pretty much, but I like meatballs.
Yeah, albondigas. Meatballs.
Yeah.
But do you cook your own?
Yes, I cook my own, yeah.
Yeah, it's good. Yeah. Your own meatballs. Spaghetti?
Spaghetti and meatballs.
Good stuff. All right. Okay, well, we've already seen our scores. The only thing left to do, ladies and gentlemen, is to choose our verb of the day. Our verb of the day, here it comes, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, look at that. To depend. To depend. Can you conjugate this one for us?
Every day I depend.
Yeah.
Yesterday I depend.
I depended.
I depended.
Yeah.
And lately I've depended.
Exactly. It is a regular verb. Every day I depend. Yesterday I depended. And lately I have depended. So it's a regular verb. Remember, adding the extra syllable, depended in the past. Okay, so let's take a look at our meanings. We have depender. Depender. To depend. For example, something depends on something else. And I want you to always remember to depend on. This is very important. So can you repeat after me, Jermaine? It depends on the weather.
It depends on the weather.
Okay. One more time.
It depends on the weather.
Okay. And now to you. It depends on the boss.
It depends on the boss.
On the boss, el jefe. The boss.
On the boss.
The boss. Not the bus, but the boss. Again?
It depends on the bus.
Yeah, so this is important. It depends, with an S, on. It depends on. It depends on the budget.
It depends on the budget.
Yes, el presupuesto, the budget. It depends on who you ask.
It depends on who you ask.
One more time.
It depends on who you ask.
Good. And remember, at home, always repeat, at home, it depends on who you ask. I hear so many mistakes with this. Muchos errores con esto. It's very important. It depends on. Okay, and remember, please remember, one more reminder, remember the use of the preposition on. So what does, Jermaine, what does the way people dress, what does that depend on?
Depends on the weather, I think.
Exactly.
It depends on the weather.
So you can say the way people dress, give me a full sentence.
The way that people dress, it depends on the weather.
Now you can't say the it again. The way people dress
depends on the weather.
Yeah, one more time.
I got it. The way that people dress depends on the weather.
Okay, now for you at home, the way people dress depends on the weather. Sure. Okay, what does making progress with your English depend on?
It depends on how much time I spend learning English.
Again, sorry, repeat.
It depends on the time I spend studying English.
Yeah, it depends on, exactly. And for everyone, your progress with English depends on how much time you study. What else does it depend on, Jermaine? Your progress with English, it depends on how much time you study. What else does it depend on?
It depends on how much time do you practice.
How much time you practice.
You practice.
It depends on how much time you practice. What else does it depend on?
It depends on...
It depends on how much you listen,
yes.
Right? So it depends on how much you practice. Learning English depends on how much you practice. It depends on how much you listen. It depends on how much you study. It depends on how much effort you make. So it depends on a lot of things. It depends on tu esfuerzo personal, right? Your personal effort. Do you agree?
Yes.
Okay. Now, what does winning here on the Verb Circus, what does winning on the Verb Circus depend on? Jennifer?
It depends on luck.
It depends on luck, and it also depends on...
Points.
On your points, and how well you do with the translations and all the questions. So remember, it depends on. Okay, it depends on. It's a mistake I hear all the time. So let's move on now. I think you've got it down pat. I think you've got it without any problems. Let's move on now to the translation challenge. All right, here we are in the translation challenge, ladies and gentlemen. Vas a ver las frases en español en pantalla y 3 opciones en inglés. Y tú en casa tienes que elegir la traducción correcta para ganar 5 puntos. Here, 5 points. Are you ready? Are you guys ready? Both of you?
Yes, we're ready.
Okay, they're ready. Okay, let's hear number 1.
Ella todavía depende de su madre.
Okay, option A. She still depends on her mother. B. She still depends to her mother. And C. She still depends on her mother. You got 5 seconds. Do you know the answer?
Yes, we know.
5 seconds. All right. We'll go to Jennifer first.
C.
She says C. Are you sure about that?
Yes.
Okay. And Mr. Germain? Okay, can you read it for us, Jermaine?
She still depends on her mother.
She still depends on. So she, third person singular, depends with the S. Preposition on, present simple. Good, correct answer for 5 points. She still depends on her mother. Okay, let's hear number 2.
Depende de si hay entradas o no.
That's right. Do you want to go to the concert? Bueno, depende. A. It depends on whether there are tickets or not. B. It's depend if there are tickets or not. And C. It depends on whether there are tickets or no. You have 5 seconds. Okay, he got it. At the last minute there, he got his answer. Jermaine, he's ready. What have you got for us, Jermaine? What's the answer? He says it's A. Okay, a bit of hesitation, but he's got the A. And Jennifer?
A.
A bit more confident, but also with the A. Do you feel more comfortable now, Jermaine?
Yeah.
He feels more comfortable because Jennifer gets them almost always right, it seems. Good job. That's good for 5 points. And 5 points to you at home. Good job. But I need you to read that for me, Jermaine. Can you read it?
Yeah, it depends on whether there are tickets or not.
Exactly. It depends. Never it's depend. Eso no se dice. Okay, let's go to number 3.
Antes dependía del tiempo.
Okay. A. Before it's depend on the weather. B. It used to depend on the weather. And C. It used to be depending on the weather. All right, ding goes the bell. And we'll start with Jennifer. What do you think, Jennifer?
B.
B. Okay. Do you agree with her on this one?
Ah, sí, sí. Yeah.
Yeah, no problem. Okay, he says B. Now at home, do you agree with them? Do you agree with Jermaine and Jennifer about B? I hope so, because they've got the right answer for 5 points. Jennifer, can you pronounce this for us?
Yes. It used to depend on the weather.
It used to, yeah. And here, there's no S. Why? Why is there no S here, Jennifer? On depend.
Because it follows to and not a subject.
Exactly, and we're talking about the past here. It's not present. It's not the present. It used to depend. It used to depend on the weather in the past. Okay, good job. That's good for 5 points. Let's move on now to number 4.
Depende de lo que quieras.
Okay. A. It depends what you want. B. It's depend on what you want. And C. It depends on what you want. Okay, this is kind of think of a sort of a colloquial way people would say this. Imagine you're out on the street. Well, Jermaine, what do you think?
It depends what you want.
Depends what you want. Okay. And
A
she
too.
has A as well. Are you sure about that one?
Yes.
Okay, they're both sure. And they're both right for 5 points. It depends what you want. Of course, at home, some people are probably saying, and the on? ¿Y el on dónde está? Well, you could also say, it depends on what you want. But very often when people are speaking quickly, they simply say, it depends what you want. But always with that S, it depends in the present. Okay, great job. Well done. 5 points each there. Good job at home. Let's take a look at our scores now here. Finishing round 1 of the translation challenge, and we've got Jennifer with 240. Great total, Jennifer. Good job. And Jermaine with 45 points. Moving up again. Poco a poco, right?
Getting there.
Getting there, little by little. Good job. All right, let's move on now to our other uses. Here we have in our other uses the word dependable and also reliable. Basically the same. To be dependable or to be reliable. Someone you can trust is dependable. So ask Jennifer if she's a dependable person.
Are you a dependable person?
Yes, of course, I'm a dependable person.
Okay, so if you're a dependable person, what does that mean? Your friends can
rely on me.
They can rely on you. Her friends can rely on her because she is a reliable person or she is a dependable person. Okay. Ask me if I think Jermaine is a dependable person.
Do you think Jermaine is a dependable person?
Yeah. What does she want to know?
She wants to know if you think that I'm a dependable person.
Yes, I think Jermaine's a dependable person. I think he's a reliable person. I think we can rely on him. Do you think we can rely on him?
Yes, I think we can rely on him.
Okay, all right. I think he's a reliable person or a dependable person. Very good. Now, our next use we have is a dependence, which is like an addiction, a dependence. So some people have a dependence on... Ask me if I have a dependence on caffeine.
Do you have a dependence on caffeine?
I think so. I think here filming the Verb Circus, I've developed a dependence on caffeine. I drink so much coffee, I've developed a dependence. Do you have a dependence on caffeine?
No, I don't have a dependence on caffeine.
Okay. I'm just exaggerating, but it's quite possible to have a dependence on something, right? a dependence. It's like to rely on something too much and have an addiction. Right, Jermaine?
Yeah.
All right. I think you've done a good job. I think you understand all these uses. And you at home, thanks for following along. I think we're ready to move on to round 2 of the Translation Challenge. All right, friends, here we are in round 2 of the Translation Challenge, and the challenge is the same. El reto es igual, pero ahora en vez de 5 puntos, what's the difference? We have now
10 points.
10 points, exactly. 10 points on the line for every single question. All right, let's hear number 1.
Depende de si me llama o no.
Okay. Option A. It depends of whether he calls me or not. And B. It depends of if he calls me or not. And C. It depends whether he calls me or not. Okay, the use of the preposition. If you know these prepositions, if you're comfortable with that, you shouldn't have too much trouble. What have you got for us, Jennifer?
C.
She says it's C. All right. She's going with C. And Jermaine?
I agree.
C as well. It's usually a good idea to agree with Jennifer, don't you think?
Yeah, definitely.
Usually it pays to agree with Jennifer. And it does right here because I got 10 points. Good job. Can you read it for us, Jennifer, please?
It depends whether he calls me or not.
Yeah, it depends whether he calls me or not. I'd like to go to the game with him, but it depends whether he calls me or not. Good. Okay, let's hear number 2.
Probablemente dependerá de un número de factores.
A. It will probably depend on a number of factors. B. It will depend on a number of factors. And C. It will depend to a number of factors. All right. Jermaine's got his answer in there. He pulled it quickly. Are you sure about it, Jermaine? He's thinking. Very pensive. What have you got for us, Jermaine?
A.
A, he says. All right. And Jennifer?
A.
Jennifer says A as well. That's a good sign.
All right.
All right. And the correct answer, ladies and gentlemen, at home is A. Good job. 10 points for each of you. Can you read it for us, Jermaine?
It will probably depend on a number of factors.
Yes, on a number of factors. It will probably depend on a number of factors. Great. All right, let's hear example number 3.
¿De qué crees que dependerá?
A. What do you think it's going to depend of? B. What do you think it will depend on? And C. Of what do you think it will depend on? You have 5 seconds. All right, Jennifer, she's got her answer.
B.
She says it's B. Can you pronounce it for us?
What do you think it will depend on?
Okay, and Jermaine?
B.
B. Can you say it as well?
What do you think it will depend on?
Good, and it's a question, so what do you think it will depend on? Correct, that's good for 10 points. Good job. Hopefully, remember, you're following along at home. What do you think it will depend on? Okay, let's move on to number 4.
Depende de cuando termines.
Okay. A. It's depend on when you finish. B. It depends on when you finish. And C. It depend when you finish. All right, they've got their answers quickly. And Jermaine, he's got his. He seems confident with B. All right. Are you sure about that one, Jermaine?
Yes, I'm sure.
He's sure about it with that big smile. Okay, good. I hope you're right, Jermaine. And
B.
And yeah. B, and they both say B. That's a good sign. Hopefully at home you also have B, because that's the right answer. Good job. B, it depends on when you finish. So can you read it for us? Can you read it for us, Jennifer?
It depends on when you finish.
It depends on when you finish. It depends on when you finish. One more time.
It depends on when you finish.
Okay, and now at home. It depends on when you finish. It depends on. Very good. So remember, if you're practicing with all these examples, you should never make mistakes with this verb again, because it's very clear, right? We've given a good explanation. So good job at home. Thanks for following along. Let's take a look at our scores with our 2 contestants here today and see how they're doing. Here we have Jennifer with 280. Wow, great score, Jennifer. Great job. And Jermaine moving up as well with 85
I'm
points.
back.
Not bad. He is back. He's coming back, right?
He's back.
Poco a poco, little by little. All right, let's move on now to our expression of the day. All right, our expression of the day is very simple. It's something we've been talking about all along. Quite simply, it depends. It depends. We very often say, well, it depends. It depends. So, are you going to win the Verb Circus? So give me it depends as an answer. Now, the whole thing, the grand prize, are you going to win it, Jennifer?
Well, it depends.
It depends. That's right. So grammatically, we should say it depends on, it depends on whatever. But very often we just say, just like in Spanish, well, it depends. All right. Is Real Madrid going to win the league this year, Jermaine?
I think they're going to win everything.
Okay. But using our expression, well,
it depends.
It depends.
It depends on Mourinho's decisions.
It depends on a lot of things. So our expression, well, it depends. It depends. All right, okay, great job, guys. It's time to move on now to the speed round. All right, here we are in the speed round, ladies and gentlemen. This is the fastest part of the show, the biggest challenge. This is where you can gain points, pero aquí también restamos puntos por tus errores. So you have to be careful. Pay attention to the information on the screen y tienes que formar una pregunta pidiendo la información que sale en rojo en pantalla. Okay? The first round will be 2 minutes, and remember, not to answer the question, or ask, I should say, the question, until you hit the buzzer. All right, let's get 2 minutes up there on the clock. 2 minutes, ladies and gentlemen, we've got it. 2 minutes, and we'll start the clock. He depends on her because he doesn't have a job. Go. Jennifer.
Why does he depend on her?
Repeat, please.
Why does he depend on her?
Correct. Why does he depend on her? Remember, we need a question intonation. Why does he depend on her? Good job. Next example. He's been depending on her for 3 years. Go. Jermaine.
Oh. For how long has he... I'm
afraid not. -10. Pass or play, Jennifer. Pass or play.
How long has he been depending on her?
Correct. How long has he been depending on her? How long? Good job. 10 points for Jennifer. Next example. The most dependable ones are in the warehouse. Go. Jennifer.
Who are the most dependable ones?
I'm afraid not. -10. Jermaine, pass or play.
I'll
the
play.
Warehouse. Okay.
Where are the most dependable ones?
Correct. That's good for 10 points. Well done, Jermaine. Where are the most dependable ones? They're in the warehouse. Okay, next example. I started depending on them in the late 90s. Go. Jennifer.
When did you start depending on them?
Correct. Repeat.
When did you start depending on them?
Good. When did you start depending on them? Good job for 10 points. Next example. We depend on the central server. Go. Jermaine.
What do you depend on?
No, I'm afraid not. -10. The central server. Pass or play?
Play. Which server do you depend on?
Correct. That's good for 10 points. Which server do you depend on? Next example. The process depends on the water being cold. Go. Next example. Go ahead.
What does the process depend on?
What does the process depend on? Good job. Correct. That's good for 10 points. Oof, right before the bell. Very intense. Very intense. I'm getting hot here. It's very intense. Let's take a look at our scores here after the first 2 minutes. 320. Oh, my goodness. That's a great score, Jennifer.
Yeah.
Great score. And Jermaine with 75 points. But, ladies and gentlemen, it's not over yet. We've got another minute of the speed round left. So let's put up another minute. Let's put up another minute on the clock. And we're going to continue. Okay, are you ready, guys?
Yes.
We are ready.
They're ready to go. We've got our time on the clock. And let's go. We depend on John for our shipments. Go. Jennifer.
Who do you depend on for your shipments?
Correct. Repeat it one more time. Question intonation.
Who do you depend on for your shipments?
Good. It could be your or our, but correct. Who do you depend on for your shipments? Or who do we depend on for our shipments? Very good for 10 points. Next example. It all depends on how much money we have left. Go. Jermaine.
It all depends on how much money we have left.
Quickly.
In what? No,
I'm afraid not. Pass or play. Minus 10. Pass or play.
Play.
Jennifer.
What does it all depend on?
Correct. What does it all depend on? 10 points. Good job. What does it all depend on? Next example. They depend on the blue one. Go. Jermaine.
On which one do they depend?
Okay, correct. On which one do they depend, or more commonly, which one do they depend on? If you say on which one do they depend, it's okay. I prefer which one do they depend on, but I'm going to give you the points there. Okay, so well done. Correct answer, Jermaine, right before the bell. Let's take a look at our scores and see where they stand here. We've got Jennifer with 340 points.
Got 10 more.
340 points, and Jermaine moving up a little bit with
85.
With 75. No, that's correct. 75 points. Good job. Great totals. And they've done a great job today, and I want to thank you for watching and participating. Remember, always participate out loud. And take a look at our website right here, aprendeingles.com. Podéis volver a concursar aquí mismo en nuestra página web con las mismas preguntas del programa de hoy. I have some prizes, as always, for our contestants. They've done a great job. A few CDs, and I'm going to head over there and give them these right now. All right, good job. Very well done, Jermaine. Good stuff. They've done a great job today, and our contestants will be taking home the Verb Circus in audio CD, courtesy of our friends at Vaughan Radio. You can get your copy today at vaughantienda.com. This is 20 programs, 10 hours of content in MP3 format. Great job. You're very welcome. Good job. Thanks to them for participating. They've been great, and they'll be back tomorrow. And thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time on the Verb Circus.
Para pasar de un nivel insuficiente de inglés a tener un buen dominio, exige una apuesta fuerte en tiempo, esfuerzo y muchas veces en dinero también. Sin embargo, para los que llegan a buen puerto, el alivio es tremendo y la inversión rentable, muy rentable. Para gente con trabajo y familia, sé que es difícil, pero si está usted dispuesto a hacer la apuesta personal, tendrá en nosotros y en nuestro EMIP un aliado. Eso sí, un aliado realista y exigente, pero un aliado. Alíese con nosotros y con nuestro EMIP, nuestro Executive Master en Inglés Profesional, y le ayudaremos a conseguirlo.
Ahora sí que no tienes excusa para no escuchar Vaughan Radio, vayas donde vayas. Estrenamos aplicación para Android y Apple, para que nos lleves contigo a todas horas. Toda nuestra programación en directo, retos, podcasts y redes sociales disponibles a un solo clic para que continúes mejorando tu inglés. Descárgala ya, no esperes más. Richard Vaughan mantiene charlas dinámicas, entretenidas y con muy buen humor con invitados. Todos los días a las 14 y 22 horas, aquí en Vaughan Televisión. Lo mejor para comenzar a aprender inglés es tener a los mejores profesores. Y con rumbo al inglés, desde tu lugar favorito, podrás empezar la tarea con Hannah Cho y Natasha Pascua. Todos los días a las 9 y 17 horas, aquí en Vaughan Televisión. ¿Necesitas aprender inglés de una forma rápida y fiable? ¿Eres un profesional con una vida ajetreada, poco tiempo libre y quieres darle un empujón a tu inglés? Pues apúntate a nuestros cursos de inmersión en verano. Con nuestro curso de inmersión conseguirás multiplicar tu comprensión auditiva, ganarás confianza, fluidez y vencerás el miedo escénico a la hora de comunicarte en inglés. Con Vaughan Town saldrás de nuestro pueblo angloparlante mucho más confiado en tu capacidad de comunicación y serás capaz de realizar todo tipo de actividad profesional en inglés con más eficacia. Y nuestros cursos residenciales son idóneos para lograr un rápido aprendizaje del idioma con cursos de 5 días o un fin de semana. Te estamos esperando. Llama al 91 700 1199.
Un estudio recientemente publicado por la prestigiosa Oxford University afirma que el 97% de las rubias con pelazo y cerebro debajo pronuncian el inglés mucho mejor que Carolina Herrera su propio nombre. 5 de cada 6 morenas en realidad son rubias atrapadas en cuerpos de morenas, y por eso no les da vergüenza hablar inglés. Los hombres con alma de rubias tienen un nivel de inglés un 67% superior a los hombres que no saben que ser rubia es un estado de ánimo.
¿Y tú qué? Cuando piensas en ponerte con el inglés te entran ganas de bajarte de la vida? Pues eso se va a acabar porque por fin existe un libro de inglés para rubias. Este libro tan rosa y tan cookie incluye Unicornios y brilli brilli, 8 capítulos sobre el inglés de la vida rubia, un listado de frases míticas de la vecina rubia traducidas al inglés, un rubiccionario con más de 500 palabritas y expresiones para hablar en inglés de tus rubieces, un repaso general de la gramática del inglés, una rubiguía de pronunciación, porque pronunciar bien es de guapas, audio descargable y mucho más. Inglés para rubias que no tienen un pelo de tontas, un libro de la vecina rubia y Mamen Rivera ilustrado por Isa Muguruza, para que te subas al inglés sin despeinarte el pelazo.
Si eres universitario o joven adulto, quiero hablarte del MIP, de nuestro Máster en Inglés Profesional. Cada año 50.000 jóvenes recién licenciados salen al mismo tiempo en busca de su primer empleo. ¿Eres uno de ellos? ¿Vas a ser pronto uno de ellos? ¿Cómo te vas a diferenciar de los demás, de los 50.000 competidores? ¿Cómo vas a conseguir no ser uno más del montón? Yo llevo casi 40 años aquí, enseñando inglés a directivos de empresa y haciendo pasillos. Y sé que cuando un joven con el inglés resuelto entra por la puerta de una empresa, casi se lo rifan entre los diferentes departamentos. Con el inglés resuelto, tu cotización subirá 100 veces. Y con nuestro MIP, nuestro Máster en Inglés Profesional, te daremos el inglés que quieres. Pero sobre todo, te daremos el inglés que ellos tanto, tanto necesitan.
Hello everyone, welcome to Rumbo al Inglés. As you know, this is a class for high beginners and I'm your teacher, Natasha. And as always, I'm here with Irene. How are you, Irene?
Hello, fine, thank you. How are you cold?
How is your cold?
How's
My
your
cold. As you know, these past days I've been sick. I've had a cold. He estado resfriada. But I'm a bit better. A little bit better. I've been drinking lots of tea.
Tea?
Tea with honey.
It's good.
And
yeah.
lemon. You don't like tea?
Yeah, with milk.
With milk. But when you're sick, you're supposed to have tea with honey and lemon. So I've been having a lot of milk and not milk.
Here
honey.
is with milk. Milk, honey.
When you're sick?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I'm sure it's all good because it's hot. Okay. All right. Today, what we're going to see are adverbs of frequency. Now, we already saw this some classes ago, okay? But we're going to review this because it's something that is used very often in English, okay? Now, so first of all, we're going to review it and we're going to see some new adverbs of frequency, okay? Now, remember the order in English, okay? For example, I never eat fish. I always go shopping on Saturdays, okay? So, subject, adverb of frequency, the verb, and then everything else, okay? So, subject, sujeto, adverbio de frecuencia, y después el verbo, okay? It's very simple. Now, we're going to review all the adverbs of frequency we saw before, and we're going to learn 2 new adverbs of frequency. I'm going to say it in Spanish, and Irene is going to have to say it in English, as always. Okay, you ready?
Uh-huh.
Okay, siempre.
Always?
Always, always. Very good. Repeat.
Always.
Casi siempre.
Like almost always.
Very good. Almost always. This is new. Almost always. Normalmente.
Usually.
Shoe, como zapato. Usually. Usually.
Usually.
Very good. A menudo.
Often.
Often. Very good. Algunas veces.
Sometimes.
Very good. Casi nunca.
Almost never.
No. Hardly ever. Hardly ever. Hardly ever. This is also new. Hardly ever. Repeat.
Hardly ever.
Very good. And nunca?
Never.
Never with the V sound. Very
Never.
good. Never. Okay. Are you ready?
Yeah.
I'm going to ask you some questions, and I want you to answer using an adverb of frequency. Okay?
Okay.
And try to change. Okay? Be creative. Okay, are you ready?
Yeah.
How often do you have breakfast at home?
I usually have breakfast at home.
Okay, ask me how often I have breakfast at home.
How often do you have breakfast at home?
Very good. I almost always have breakfast at home. Okay? Ask me if my brother always plays football on Sundays.
Does your brother play... Does
your brother always?
Does your brother always play football on Sunday?
Sundays, because we're talking about something in general, like a habit, okay? So we put the day of the week in the plural, just like in Spanish, los domingos, and you put it in plural, okay?
Does your brother always play on Sundays?
What does he play?
Football.
Football. So go again.
Does your brother always? Does your brother always play football on Sundays?
Very good. Yes, he always plays football on Sundays. Okay? All right. And remember how you say, do you remember how we say football in American English and even in Australian English?
Soccer?
Soccer. Very good. Ask me how often I go swimming.
How often do you go swimming?
Very good. I sometimes go swimming. And you?
I hardly ever go swimming.
She hardly ever goes swimming. Why don't you go swimming?
Because in winter or spring, I don't usually go there.
Okay, because it's cold.
Yeah.
Okay, but there are indoor swimming pools too.
Yeah.
Interiores. Okay. All right. How often does your brother call you?
My brother sometimes calls me.
Okay, brother is third person. Repeat.
My brother sometimes calls me.
Very good. Ask me.
How often does your brother call you?
Very good. My brother calls me once a week or once every 2 weeks because he's in Australia.
Oh.
Okay, so it's more expensive. How often do you ask me questions?
I never ask you questions.
Oh my God, she's lying. No. You never ask me questions?
You say make it up. So.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, remember this, okay? This is very important. Hacer una pregunta in English, we say preguntar una pregunta, literally, okay? We say ask a question, okay? Not make or do or anything, okay? We say hacer una pregunta, ask a question, okay? It sounds redundant, but that's how we say it, okay? Ask me if I usually eat out on Saturdays.
Do you usually eat out on Saturdays?
Very good. What is to eat out?
Comer fuera.
Very good. Okay. I usually eat out on Fridays. How about you?
Fridays?
Right, on Saturdays. And you?
I almost always eat out on Saturdays.
Very good. How often do you have lunch at work?
I hardly ever have lunch at work.
Ask me.
How often do you have lunch at work?
Very good. I almost always have lunch at work. Ask me how often my mother smiles.
How often does your mother smiles?
Right.
Smile?
It's a question.
Okay.
Okay, good.
How often does your mother smile?
Very good. She smiles. She always smiles. She smiles every day. How often, sorry, do you go shopping?
Sometimes I go shopping.
Order?
I sometimes go shopping.
Very good. How often do you work? Do you walk to work?
I don't. I never. Well, no, I never go. No, I never walk to work.
Do you remember the pronunciation? Do you remember this?
Walk.
¿Cómo se dice caminar?
Walk.
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 You don't pronounce the L and it's like with an O sound. Walk. Okay? No L. The L is silent. To walk. And trabajar?
Walk. Work.
Work. Like with an E. Work. Okay?
Work.
Trabajar. Work. Caminar. Walk.
Walk. Work.
Trabajar.
Work. Work.
Como con una O. Caminar.
Walk.
Walk.
Ajá.
Okay, como una wok donde cocinas, but longer. Walk.
Walk.
Very good. And trabajar?
Work.
Very good. Okay, so how often do you walk to work?
I never walk to work.
To work.
To work.
Repeat.
I never walk to work.
Very good. How often do you have dinner in a restaurant?
I usually have dinner in a restaurant.
Really? You never have dinner at home?
Yeah.
How often do you have dinner at home?
Three.
Long full sentence?
I have dinner at home 3 times per week.
3 times a week.
A week.
A week, okay? 3 veces por semana, 3 times a week. Go again.
I have dinner at home 3 times a week.
Very good. Ask me how often I play golf.
How often do you play golf?
I never play golf. How about you?
Me either. Me neither.
Me neither. Me neither. Very good. And how often do you study English at 7 o'clock in the morning?
7 o'clock?
Yes, 7 o'clock in the morning.
I never study English at 7 o'clock in the morning.
And how often do you study English at 2 o'clock in the afternoon?
I never study English at 2 o'clock.
And how often do you study English at 6 o'clock in the afternoon?
Bueno, I sometimes study English at 6 o'clock.
When?
In the afternoon.
Okay, very good. Okay, she's done this very well. Remember that the 2 adverbs of frequency that we've learned today are casi siempre, which is in Spanish?
Almost.
In English, I mean?
Almost always.
Almost always, casi siempre, and casi nunca?
Hardly ever.
Hardly ever. Very good. You're improving. Okay. All right. Now we're going to do numbers, which is something that we didn't finish to do last class. Okay. I'm going to show her the number, and she's going to have to say it both in American and in the British way. We're going to mix this. Okay. You ready?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm going to put down the 2 dolls.
Te dejo.
Gracias. Okay. British English.
The 5th of June 2005.
American English.
American?
No, British, sorry. Sorry.
The 30th of August.
Pronunciation?
August.
¿Cómo se dice O en inglés?
O.
No, O como, ¿quieres esto
O.
o esto?
O. ¿No? ¿Cómo se dice? P-O. O.
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 O. August.
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 Repeat.
August. The 30th of August, 1982.
Very good. Now, very good, Irene, you remember. 30 as an ordinal number is 30th. We have to add 1 more syllable. Very good. Whoops. American English.
October 1st, 1995.
Very good. British English.
22nd.
Sorry?
The 22nd of April.
April. Repeat again.
The 22nd of April.
April.
The 22nd of April, 1990.
Very good.
The 29th of September, 1999.
1999. Go again.
The 29th of September 1999.
American English.
March 10th, 2001.
Very good.
American.
Yes, for example.
September 11th, 2004.
British.
Obviously. The 25th of July 1950.
Very good. Come on, hurry up, hurry up, hurry up. British.
The 31st of July 1972.
19.
The 31st of July 1972. The 27th of October 1905.
Very good. Come on.
March 14th, 2006. 7?
Again.
7. March 14th, 2007. 10 October. ¿Que sí?
¿Que sí? No. Oh, yes, you're right. Que sí, me dice. Yes, I'm listening. Okay, go.
October 20th, 1965.
Very good.
August 22nd, 2000.
Anyone.
The 12th of October 1991.
And in American English?
December 10th, 1991.
Very good. Only one more left.
December 17th, 1978.
And British English?
The 1st of June 2009.
American English?
January 6th, 2009.
Very good. She's improving a lot. Very good, Irene. Congratulations. Even I got confused. Very good. Okay, now we're going to review something that we saw last class, which was parts of the body. Are you ready? And here we have two guests, Nicole and Mark, okay, to help us review.
Hello.
Okay. What am I doing?
You are pointing at Nicole's back.
Very good. And ¿le duele la espalda?
Sí.
Okay, all right. Stop. Let me explain something. Remember what we saw last class, okay? Hurt, to hurt, doler o hacer daño. In English, the order isn't like the order in Spanish, okay? You say, for example, my nose hurts. Possessive adjective, the part of the body, and the verb hurt, okay? So, me duele la nariz, my nose hurts, okay? So, ¿le duele la espalda?
Her back hurts.
Very good. Her back hurts in the third person, okay? So, very good. Yes? What am I pointing at?
You are pointing at Nicole's eye. Is?
Yes, very good. Repeat.
You are pointing at Nicole's eyes.
Okay. Sus ojos les duelen.
Their eyes hurt.
Hurt because you have two eyes. Okay, go.
Their eyes hurt.
Very good. Point at your elbow.
Which elbow?
Any elbow you like.
Okay, good.
Okay, te duele el codo.
My elbow hurts.
Okay, y me duele el...
Me?
No, me.
Okay. Your shoulder, no. Your...
Codo.
A ti, el codo, perdón. Your elbow hurts?
Hurts. Your elbow hurts. My elbow hurts. Okay? What am I pointing at?
You are pointing at your neck.
Okay, and which hand am I using to point at my neck?
Both.
Full sentence.
You are using your two...
You are using...
both hands
to
point at your neck.
Very good, repeat.
You are using both of your hands to put at your neck.
To point.
Point.
Again.
You are using both.
Okay, you are using both of your hands.
You are using both of your hands to point at your neck.
Very good. And what am I pointing at here?
La planta de los pies.
No, her feet in general. Be imaginative, Irene.
Por eso la planta de los pies.
Come on. Los pies en general.
You are pointing at her feet.
Feet, okay? And now what am I pointing at?
You are pointing at her left, right foot.
1 foot, okay? So 1 foot, 2 feet, okay? All right, so I'm pointing at her at her right foot. Le duele el pie derecho.
Her right, left, the tooth.
What is tooth? Tooth is foot. Lo he dicho al revés. Tooth, foot. Okay, le duele el pie derecho.
Her right foot hurts.
Okay, le duelen los dos pies.
Her both.
Just.
Her both.
Or her feet.
Her feet hurt.
Repeat.
Her both.
No.
Her feet hurt.
One more time.
Her feet hurt.
Very good. Now what am I pointing at? Let's go to Mark.
You are pointing at his head.
Okay, ¿le duele la cabeza?
His head hurts.
Okay, ¿nos duele la cabeza?
Our head hurt.
How many?
2.
Okay, so our heads. Go.
Plural. Our head hurts.
How many heads?
2.
So our heads, cabezas.
Our heads hurt.
Very good. Our heads hurt. Okay, point at your ear.
Bueno, esto.
Yes. And te duele a ti la oreja.
My ear hurts.
And Nicole?
2.
She's cheating.
Her ear hurts.
2. Okay. And how about them 2?
Their ears hurt 2.
Very good. And me?
Your ear hurts you. 2.
Repeat.
Your ear hurts 2.
Okay. And how about this? What am I pointing at?
Your arm.
Okay. And what hand am I using? Which hand am I using to point at my arm?
You are using your right hand. To point your.
What preposition always does
to point at your left hand.
Go again.
You are using your right hand to point at your left hand.
Okay. A ellos les duele el brazo.
Their arms hurt.
How many arms?
Arms, 2.
Oh, I didn't hear this. I want to hear it clearly.
Okay. Their arms hurt.
Okay, very good. Okay, we finished the revision today, okay? But it's something that's very difficult because the order is completely different to the order in Spanish, okay? So we're going to keep on practicing this. Okay. Now it's time for the translation list, okay? Now, I don't know if you remember, but we did a translation list that Irene didn't do very well. She was on the moon that day. We're going to start again from that translation list.
Yeah.
Are you ready?
Yeah.
Okay. Ve a la puerta.
Go to the door.
Very good. Ven a mi lado.
Come to my side.
Very good. To my side.
To my side.
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 Okay, very good. Repeat.
Go to my side.
Ven a mi lado.
Come.
Come.
To my side.
Come. Now, venir se escribe C-O-M-E, pero se pronuncia como si fuera C-A-M-E. Come. Bueno, como si fuera C-A-M. Punto. Come.
Come. Come to my side.
No vengas a mi lado.
Don't come.
Come.
Don't come to my side.
Repeat.
Don't come to my side.
Very good. Hazlo ahora.
Do it now.
Very good. Quédate ahí.
Stay there.
Very good. Estate preparado.
Be prepared.
Very good. You remembered. Para el motor.
Stop the machine. The engine.
The engine. Very good. Motor. engine. Engine, okay? It's a very difficult sound. It's like a CH but softer, okay?
Engine. Engine.
Very good.
Engine.
Now the sentence.
Oh, okay. Stop the...
Is it stop?
Stop the engine.
Okay. Engine. Stop. As if it were a snake, okay? Don't say stop. It's stop the engine.
Stop the engine.
Very good. Empiece ahora mismo.
Start. Start.
Ahora mismo.
Now. Immediately. Now.
Okay. Immediately is inmediatamente. How do you say ahora mismo? Right now. Right now. Okay. So empiece ahora mismo.
Start right now.
Very good. Start right now. No empieces ahora mismo.
Don't start right now.
Very good. Dame una oportunidad.
Give me an opportunity.
Okay, opportunity exists in English, but there's a word that's much more common.
Give me a...
Chance. Yeah, okay, go.
Give me a chance.
Okay, no me des una oportunidad.
Don't give me a chance.
Very good. Cómelo con las manos.
Eat it with your hands.
Okay. Eat it. Okay, comer, eat. Pero después el pronombre, cómelo, is it. Okay, the pronunciation is different. Eat it. Eat it with your hands. Eat it with your hands. Do you hear the difference? Okay, comer, la E o la I es mucho más largo. Eat it. El pronombre es muy corto. It. Okay, eat it with your hands. Eat it with your hands.
Eat it with your hands.
Eat, I want you to exaggerate it. Eat it with your hands.
Eat it with your hands.
Very good. Repeat.
Eat it with your hands.
Very good. No lo bebas.
Don't drink it.
Very good. No la mires.
Don't look at her.
Very good. Búscalas.
Look it up. Look them up. No, espera.
¿Cómo es buscar? Look for
them.
Them. Very good. Repeat.
Look for them.
And no las busques.
Don't look for them.
One more time.
Don't look for them.
Okay, she's doing very well, and you did much better this time in the translation list, okay? And I'll see you next time, but promise me you're going to study.
At 6.
At 6 o'clock, yes, exactly. All right, well, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time. I hope to see you, okay? Goodbye.
Ahora sí que no tienes excusa para no escuchar Vaughan Radio, vayas donde vayas. Estrenamos aplicación para Android y Apple, para que nos lleves contigo a todas horas. Toda nuestra programación en directo, retos, podcasts y redes sociales disponibles a un solo clic para que continúes mejorando tu inglés. Descárgala ya, no esperes más. Sing with us. Los más peques de la casa cantarán las canciones más conocidas en inglés. Todos los días a las 9:30 y a las 17:30 horas. ¿Quieres hablar inglés de una vez por todas y no puedes ir al extranjero? Pues haz que el extranjero venga a ti. Vaughan Town es el primer programa de inmersión en el que podrás interactuar con nativos de varios países y acentos.
It's not like going to school. It's a way where you interact, and it's interaction. There's different ways of interacting, but it's mainly interacting with people.
Durante una semana en cualquiera de nuestras ubicaciones te comunicarás solo en inglés, hasta mejorar todas las habilidades del idioma y todo en un entorno natural.
What I found is that in 3 days, not even a week, but only in 3 days here, you get the same results that in 3 weeks in Boston or Australia or whatever other Anglo country.
Con nosotros aprenderás el inglés real.
I'm more confident now. It's not the same the first one-to-one, but the last one-to-one. At the beginning, I think in Spanish and translate in my mind to speak in English, but at the end, for example, now the English is automatic in my mind and I get to speak.
No pongas más excusas. Ataca tu asignatura pendiente y deja tu aprendizaje en las mejores manos. Si quieres más información sobre Vaughan Town o cualquiera de nuestros cursos, llama al 91 133 5833. La innovación, experiencia y liderazgo a tu disposición, para que puedas enseñar, entender, comunicarte. Ahora en Bilbao, todas tus metas serán posible. Descúbrelo en la avenida Lehendakari Aguirre 26, el centro para la enseñanza y aprendizaje del idioma inglés para todas las edades, niveles y necesidades. No digas esta vez voy a aprender inglés. Da el paso ahora. Grupo Vaughan, cada vez más cerca. Reserva un sitio en tu sofá. Richard Brown y Daniel Kulansky te enseñarán todo lo necesario para alcanzar tus objetivos. Rumbo al inglés intermedio. Todos los días a las 11:30 y 19:30 horas. Aquí, en Vaughan Televisión.
Si eres universitario o joven adulto, quiero hablarte del MIP, de nuestro Máster en Inglés Profesional. Cada año 50.000 jóvenes recién licenciados salen al mismo tiempo en busca de su primer empleo. ¿Eres uno de ellos? ¿Vas a ser pronto uno de ellos? ¿Cómo te vas a diferenciar de los demás, de los 50.000 competidores? ¿Cómo vas a conseguir no ser uno más del montón? Yo llevo casi 40 años aquí, enseñando inglés a directivos de empresa y haciendo pasillos. Y sé que cuando un joven con el inglés resuelto entra por la puerta de una empresa, casi se lo rifan entre los diferentes departamentos. Con el inglés resuelto, tu cotización subirá 100 veces. Y con nuestro MIP, nuestro Máster en Inglés Profesional, te daremos el inglés que quieres. Pero sobre todo, te daremos el inglés que ellos tanto necesitan.
¿Necesitas aprender inglés de una forma rápida y fiable? ¿Eres un profesional con una vida ajetreada, poco tiempo libre y quieres darle un empujón a tu inglés? Pues apúntate a nuestros cursos de inmersión en verano. Con nuestro curso de inmersión conseguirás multiplicar tu comprensión auditiva, ganarás confianza, fluidez y vencerás el miedo escénico a la hora de comunicarte en inglés. Con Vaughan Town saldrás de nuestro pueblo angloparlante mucho más confiado en tu capacidad de comunicación y serás capaz de realizar todo tipo de actividad profesional en inglés con más eficacia. Y nuestros cursos residenciales son idóneos para lograr un rápido aprendizaje del idioma con cursos de 5 días o un fin de semana. Te estamos esperando. Llama al 91 700 1199.
Cockles and mussels.
Welcome back, bienvenidos, una vez más. We were expecting you. Today, we're going to talk about cockles and mussels. Cockles and mussels quiere decir berberechos y mejillones. Y aquí estábamos hablando ahora de lo ricos que están los mejillones. They are so good. Who likes mejillones? ¿A quién le gustan los mejillones? Everybody likes mussels because they are so yummy. And today the song is about cockles and mussels and Molly Malone. ¿Sabéis quién es Molly Malone? ¿No? Pues Molly Malone era una chica irlandesa que vendía cockles and mussels. Y le hicieron una canción porque se hizo súper famosa vendiendo estos moluscos. Entonces, today we're going to talk about Molly Malone and her cockles and mussels. And then, when we're finished, cuando hayamos terminado, what are we going to do? We're going to eat the cockles and mussels. Are you willing? Sí, nos lo vamos a comer. Okay, so now everybody get up. Nos levantamos, we get up, and we get ready for the choreography of cockles and mussels.
Con Mi Mundo en Inglés, tus hijos aprenderán vocabulario, expresiones útiles y, sobre todo, muchos juegos divertidos. Así el inglés se convierte en una actividad familiar.
Mi Mundo en Inglés es el libro ideal para niños de 5 a 12 años.
Todo ello acompañado de un audio descargable.
Have fun learning English with Mi Mundo en Inglés.
Cuando los padres me preguntan ¿cuándo debo iniciar a mi hijo en el inglés? Les digo que desde ya. En nuestra línea junior comenzamos con los niños a los 4 años y año tras año hasta los 17 seguimos con ellos. Objetivo: comprensión oral y soltura. Comprensión y soltura.
El método Vaughan para niños y para jóvenes se divide en 3 fases. La primera para niños de entre 4 y 7 años, donde abordamos cada temática a través de juegos, canciones, historias y manualidades. La segunda desde los 8 a los 10 años, donde las clases serán temáticas introduciendo el método Vaughan. La tercera fase es a partir de los 10 años, donde se agrupan a los jóvenes por su nivel para que aprendan el método Vaughan de forma íntegra.
Los niños se hacen con el inglés oyéndolo y escuchándolo. Leer, escribir, gramática, eso viene después. Si eres universitario o joven adulto, quiero hablarte del MIP, de nuestro Máster en Inglés Profesional. Cada año 50.000 jóvenes recién licenciados salen al mismo tiempo en busca de su primer empleo. ¿Eres uno de ellos? ¿Vas a ser pronto uno de ellos? ¿Cómo te vas a diferenciar de los demás, de los 50.000 competidores? ¿Cómo vas a conseguir no ser uno más del montón? Yo llevo casi 40 años aquí, enseñando inglés a directivos de empresa y haciendo pasillos. Y sé que cuando un joven con el inglés resuelto entra por la puerta de una empresa, casi se lo rifan entre los diferentes departamentos. Con el inglés resuelto, tu cotización subirá 100 veces. Y con nuestro MIP, nuestro Máster en Inglés Profesional, te daremos el inglés que quieres. Pero sobre todo, te daremos el inglés que ellos tanto necesitan.
Ganar confianza con el inglés y mejorar tu comprensión auditiva. Vaughan Town es un programa de inmersión lingüística en inglés diseñado para avanzar radicalmente en solo 6 días. En Vaughan Town convivirás con voluntarios nativos angloparlantes durante todo el día. Es una dosis concentrada de una estancia en el extranjero. Este programa es ideal para personas que llevan un tiempo estudiando inglés y necesitan practicarlo de verdad, y para aquellos que buscan resultados sustanciales e inmediatos en poco tiempo. En solo 6 días duplicarás de forma asombrosa tu comprensión auditiva de distintas variedades del inglés y tus habilidades para comunicarte en inglés. Ganarás confianza con el idioma y perderás la vergüenza a hablar en inglés. Ven a Vaughan Town y vive una experiencia de 6 días equivalente a 500 horas de clase. Pinta, colorea, recorta y pega. Los más peques pueden aprender inglés divirtiéndose mientras hacen manualidades. Kids Club, todos los días a las 10 y 18 horas.
The bragging bear, the cheeky monkey, the happy hyena, the hungry horse.
Y muchos más personajes ayudarán a tus hijos a aprender inglés, divirtiéndose mientras cantan. Toda la familia disfrutará de las canciones originales de Dave Boyes y sus traducciones en español. Da un paso y mejora el inglés de toda la familia. Aprende inglés cantando con animales.
Let's sing. Do you, Vaughan?
Hace 5 años que vino a este pueblo una gente que hablaba muy raro. Dicen que era inglés, yo no lo sé.
En nuestro peculiar pueblo de habla inglesa, vivirás con gente de diferentes nacionalidades y un entorno Vaughan. Por eso avanzarás radicalmente en 6 días, ganando confianza y soltura con mi idioma.
where girls are so pretty. I first set my eyes on sweet Molly Malone, as she wheeled her wheelbarrow through streets broad and narrow, crying cockles and mussels, alive, alive, oh, alive, alive, oh, alive, alive, oh, crying cockles and mussels, alive, alive, oh. She was a fishmonger, and sure was no wonder, for so were her mother and father before, and they each wheeled their barrow through streets broad and narrow, crying cockles and mussels, alive, alive, oh, alive, alive, oh, alive, alive, oh, crying cockles and mussels, alive, alive, oh. She died of a fever, and no one could save her, and that was the end of sweet Molly Malone. Her ghost wheels her barrow through streets broad and narrow, crying cockles and mussels, alive, alive, oh, alive, alive, oh, alive, alive, oh, crying cockles and mussels, alive, alive, oh.
El talento, la innovación, experiencia y liderazgo a tu disposición, para que puedas enseñar, entender, comunicarte. Ahora en Bilbao, todas tus metas serán posible. Descúbrelo en la avenida Lehendakari Aguirre 26, el centro para la enseñanza y aprendizaje del idioma inglés para todas las edades, niveles y necesidades. No digas esta vez voy a aprender inglés. Da el paso ahora. Grupo Vaughan, cada vez más cerca. Mario y el pijama mágico.
Mario y el pijama mágico es un libro para educar en valores y para que nuestros hijos descubran su poder interior.
Un libro escrito por Elena López Casares, dirigido a todos los padres que se esfuerzan por darle a sus hijos una educación en valores. Mario y el pijama mágico. A la venta en vaughantienda.com y en cualquier librería. Pídelo así.
Un estudio recientemente publicado por la prestigiosa Oxford University afirma que El 97% de las rubias con pelazo y cerebro debajo pronuncian el inglés mucho mejor que Carolina Herrera su propio nombre. 5 de cada 6 morenas en realidad son rubias atrapadas en cuerpos de morenas, y por eso no les da vergüenza hablar inglés. Los hombres con alma de rubias tienen un nivel de inglés un 67% superior a los hombres que no saben que ser rubia es un estado de ánimo.
¿Y tú qué? Cuando piensas en ponerte con el inglés te entran ganas de bajarte de la vida? Pues eso se va a acabar porque por fin existe un libro de inglés para rubias. Este libro tan rosa y tan cookie incluye Unicornios y brilli brilli, 8 capítulos sobre el inglés de la vida rubia, un listado de frases míticas de la vecina rubia traducidas al inglés, un rubiccionario con más de 500 palabritas y expresiones para hablar en inglés de tus rubieces, un repaso general de la gramática del inglés, una rubiguía de pronunciación, porque pronunciar bien es de guapas, audio descargable y mucho más. Inglés para rubias que no tienen un pelo de tontas, un libro de la vecina rubia y Mamen Rivera ilustrado por Isa Muguruza, para que te subas al inglés sin despeinarte el pelazo.
Mad Boyd
and Company.
Case 9. The Secret Millionaire. El millonario secreto.
Entonces sabemos que el millonario secreto trabaja en el centro de la ciudad y su trabajo es divertido y seguro.
Waldo, what are you doing?
Ok, tranquilo, detective. Es un poco de diversión. Como dices que nuestro trabajo es seguro y divertido.
Yes. Our job is safe and fun, but not always.
Vale.
Anyway, so the winner works in the city centre and his or her job is safe and fun.
El millonario secreto conoce a mucha gente en su trabajo.
The secret millionaire meets a lot of people in his or her job. He or she meets a lot of people.
Está bien, pero aún no sabemos si el ganador es hombre o mujer.
Yes, Waldo, but we're detectives. That's our job. Okay, so let me see. The winner meets a lot of people in his or her job. Okay, so... like doctors. Yes, doctors meet a lot of people in their job.
En español decimos conocer a alguien, pero vosotros no, ¿verdad?
No. We don't say to meet to a lot of people. We say to meet a lot of people. He or she meets a lot of people. The secret millionaire meets a lot of people in his or her job.
Para hacer el trabajo que hace el ganador, tienes que estar sano y en forma.
Fit and healthy. Perfect. To do the winner's job, you have to be fit and healthy.
Pues ya definitivamente puedo decir que el ganador no eres tú.
Excuse me, monkey. I am fit and I'm very healthy. Anyway, the winner meets a lot of people in his or her job, and to do the job, you have to be healthy and fit. Look, a postman. A postman doesn't meet a lot of people in his or her job. He can't be the secret millionaire.
Es verdad. Mi cartero, por ejemplo, solo pone cartas en el buzón y se va. No conoce a nadie.
Brilliant. So the secret millionaire isn't the postman. And look, a bin man. Bin men don't meet a lot of people in their jobs, so the secret millionaire can't be The bin man.
Por supuesto, él no puede ser el ganador de la lotería, claro.
Brilliant. So, now we know it can't be the bin man or the postman, because in those jobs you don't meet a lot of people.
Perfecto, seguimos buscándolo en el próximo programa. Bye bye.
Bye bye.
Cuando los padres me preguntan cuándo debo iniciar a mi hijo en el inglés, les digo que desde ya. En nuestra línea junior comenzamos con los niños a los 4 años y año tras año hasta los 17 seguimos con ellos. Objetivo: comprensión oral y soltura. Comprensión y soltura.
El método Vaughan para niños y para jóvenes se divide en 3 fases. La primera para niños de entre 4 y 7 años, donde abordamos cada temática a través de juegos, canciones, historias y manualidades. La segunda desde los 8 a los 10 años, donde las clases serán temáticas introduciendo el método Vaughan. La tercera fase es a partir de los 10 años, donde se agrupan a los jóvenes por su nivel para que aprendan el método Vaughan de forma íntegra.
Los niños se hacen con el inglés oyéndolo y escuchándolo. Leer, escribir, gramática, eso viene después.
¿Necesitas aprender inglés de una forma rápida y fiable? ¿Eres un profesional con una vida ajetreada, poco tiempo libre y quieres darle un empujón a tu inglés? Pues apúntate a nuestros cursos de inmersión en verano. Con nuestro curso de inmersión conseguirás multiplicar tu comprensión auditiva, ganarás confianza, fluidez y vencerás el miedo escénico a la hora de comunicarte en inglés. Con Vaughan Town saldrás de nuestro pueblo angloparlante mucho más confiado en tu capacidad de comunicación y serás capaz de realizar todo tipo de actividad profesional en inglés con más eficacia. Y nuestros cursos residenciales son idóneos para lograr un rápido aprendizaje del idioma con cursos de 5 días o un fin de semana. Te estamos esperando. Llama al 91 700 1199.
Para pasar de un nivel insuficiente de inglés a tener un buen dominio, exige una apuesta fuerte en tiempo, esfuerzo y muchas veces en dinero también. Sin embargo, para los que llegan a buen puerto, el alivio es tremendo y la inversión rentable, muy rentable. Para gente con trabajo y familia, sé que es difícil, pero si está usted dispuesto a hacer la apuesta personal, tendrá en nosotros y en nuestro EMIP un aliado. Eso sí, un aliado realista y exigente, pero un aliado. Alíese con nosotros y con nuestro EMIP, nuestro Executive Master en Inglés Profesional, y le ayudaremos a conseguirlo.
TV English, curso de inglés divertido en 3 niveles, donde aprenderás inglés con clases dinámicas y divertidos sketches. Todos los días a las 12:30 y a las 20:30 horas.
Hey, I am so happy that you're back in my playroom, and today, wasting no time at all, this is what we're going to make. A little fish. And how are we going to make this fish? It is a lot simpler than it looks. These are the materials we're going to use. Tinfoil, purple cardboard, cartulina, and magazine pages, some pages from a magazine. Should we go to the desk and start making our cool fish? Come on, follow me to the desk where we will make our lovely fish. Okay, first thing we need to do is draw the fish with a black marker. So, we draw a fish like so. I cheated. I already had the fish drawn on my piece of cardboard. And we draw an outline of the fish that we are now going to cut with our scissors. There we go. There's the outline of our fish. And as you can see, there is the shape of the fish. You see? So now I have my fish, like so. There's my fish. And now what I have to do is cut it out. So with scissors, very carefully, you cut out the fish. Okay? So we're cutting out the fish. Don't worry if you don't stay inside the lines. It doesn't matter. No pasa nada. And it doesn't matter if you get your hands dirty either. It doesn't matter. No pasa nada. And there we go. We cut the shape of the fish. Now, fish is a word that can be used for one fish or lots of fish. It is the same word in plural and in singular. Okay? So here we go. We're cutting the fish. Make sure you keep to the shape. Even if you don't keep inside the lines, keep to the fish. Aunque os salgáis de las líneas, seguís el contorno del pez. The lines of the fish. Okay? Because then this is going to be covered up. Okay. Then we grab the tin foil and we cut a little piece of tin foil and we're going to cover the fins of the fish, las aletas, and the tail, la cola. Okay? And it is very simple. We grab a brush and we dip it in water a little bit just to make sure it's flexible, and then we get cola blanca, liquid glue, okay? And we put a little bit of it on the fin, like so. And then we put tin foil over it, and we cover the fish like that. And we do exactly the same on the tail, okay? Like this, on the tail, and on the other two fins. You cut the tin foil and you place it. You can do it with or without glue. It doesn't matter. It looks the same. The glue secures it a little bit more tightly. So, as I showed you, you put the tin foil around the fish, like so. Okay? Let's put a little bit of glue underneath just to make sure it sticks. There you go. A little bit there. Whoops, okay. And a little bit there. Perfect. Perfecto. Perfect. Okay, now the magazines. You get some magazines and you cut circles. You fold it in half, lo doblas por la mitad, and you cut, as I'm showing you, little circles. So when you open them up, they look like that. They are not a perfect circle, but it doesn't matter. And what you do is you get a little bit more of glue, and this is fun. You put it all over the fish, all over the fish, por todo el pez, all over the fish. And then you grab the little scales and you place them like so. See? Then you grab a little bit more of glue. It doesn't matter if you go over the scales with the glue, because when it dries, it'll dry out transparently. Okay? Seca transparente. It dries transparently. Get your fingers all dirty. Okay? So we continue to put scales on the fish. Okay, we need to cut out some more scales. So we cut out some more scales like so. They don't have to be equal. No tienen que ser iguales. They don't have to all be the same. Okay? And we continue placing
the scales on top. And it doesn't matter, no importa, if some of them are bigger than others. Si algunos son más grandes que otros, it doesn't matter. No pasa nada. Remember to put glue on top of every layer, encima de cada capa. On top of every layer, you need to have some glue. Don't put glue on the tip. En la punta, no. No glue on the tip. Why, you may ask? I will show you. Okay, first we need to do a few more scales. There we go. Lovely, lovely little fishy scales. Okay, little ones because it's by the head. Okay. There we go. Like that. Okay. And then the very last glue. Again, when it dries out, don't worry because it will dry out clear. Okay? Then we cut out a little mouth, a little circle. Boom. There's the little mouth. Little mouth for the fish. Okay. What noise do fish make? I don't know. Something like that. But our fish needs to have an eye. So you draw a little round eye. And if you want, you can even give him a little iris. What is an iris? The iris of the eye is the colored bit. In this case, our fish is going to have a blue eye. Okay. It is the colored bit that goes in the eye. There we go. Our little fish has a blue iris. Okay. Now, what's very important with this fish now is it looks almost finished, but there's a lot of things missing. What you need to do is leave it to dry. And as I said, when it dries, you will see that the fish might curve slightly when it dries, cuando seca. It might curve. If you don't want it to curve, when it's dry, you put it inside a book and press it down. Inside a book and press it down and it will not curve. But it has to be dry. Tiene que estar seco, okay? And another thing you can do is put the glue on it first. Leave it to dry, then put it in a book, and then when it's come out of the book and it's dry, it will not crumple again. Okay? So, now we play the waiting game until the fish is dry. So while we're waiting for the glue to dry, first of all, you have to be very careful that you don't leave a paintbrush like this. You can't leave a paintbrush with glue on it, okay? Why? Because when it dries, right now, it bends like that. Yeah. But when it dries, it'll stay stiff. Se quedará duro. It'll stay stiff, and you won't be able to use it again. So if you want to make sure you keep all your materials clean, and you want to make sure that they work always, make sure that you either use a cup or a little yogurt box like this one, which I am using for the glue. You put water in it. It is very important. And you push your paintbrush in like that. Then, with a little bit of kitchen roll, very easy, you just dry it out. You dry it out because it is so important to keep your materials very clean so that you can use them again. And now I put it away because I have finished using my paintbrush. So let's put the water out of the way and let's continue with our fish. If the glue is taking a long time to dry, you can either pat it dry with some kitchen paper, like so, or you can blow on it, but that'll take a long time. Or you can ask an adult to get a hairdryer, secador de pelo, hairdryer, and dry it. Okay, now what are we going to do to decorate our little fish? Okay, see, the tail and the fins, they look good, but they could look better, okay? And what are we going to do to make it look better? We are going to draw the shape of the fin on and give it volume by giving it some lines. Can you see what I'm doing? Very simple. With a magic marker, you draw the contour of the fish's fins. And you can also give it a little bit of shading at the bottom if you want to make it special. And you do the same on the fins, as you can see. Let's give it a little bit more. There. And let's not forget it's mohawk. Okay, there we go. Like so. And then you have the fins with a shape. Lastly, and I'm not going to do it now because it's not dry yet, with the magic marker, el rotulador, with a magic marker, you go over each fin, as you can see that I would do if this were dry. Over each fin, like so, okay? And what that does is, with the finished fish, as you can see over here, I have gone over everything with the marker. Okay, like so. And that, my friends, is how we make a fish. Till next time on Andy's Playroom, bye-bye.
Davy the dog, Davy the dog, he has a black nose and two big ears. Davy the dog, Davy the dog, his nose to sniff, his ears to hear. Come on, let's sing. I like you, and you, and you. I like you, and you, and you. Okay, faster, faster. Faster, faster. Okay. I like you, you. I like you, and you, and you. I like you, and you, and you. I like you, you. I like you, you. Faster, faster. Faster. Okay. I like you, you. I like you, you. I like you, and you, and you. I like you, and you, and you. I like you, and you, and you. Faster. I like you. I like you, you. I like you, you. I like you, and you, and you. I like you, and you, and you. I like you, 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 you. I like everyone.
Important words. First word, happy. Repeat, happy. Everyone, repeat, happy. Very good. Okay. Second word, sad. Repeat, sad. Repeat, sad. Very good, very good. Okay. Third word. Angry. Repeat. Angry. Angry. Very good, very good. Fourth word. Tired. Repeat. Tired. Repeat. Tired. Very good. Very good. Okay. Fifth word. Silly. Repeat. Silly. Good. Repeat. Silly. Good. Very, very, very good. Now, it's time for dog class. Lesson number 1. Happy dogs. Happy, happy, happy. Happy, happy, happy. Everyone, stand up. Stand up. Happy, happy, happy. Happy, happy, happy. Good, good, everyone. Happy, happy, happy. Very good, very good. Okay, lesson number 2. Sad dogs. Good, good. Everyone, everyone. Sad dogs. Good. Now, lesson number 3. Angry dogs. Angry. Good. Everyone, everyone. Angry dogs. Good. Yes. Very good. Now, lesson number 4. 4. Tired dogs. Everyone, everyone. Tired dogs. Good, everyone. Tired dogs. Oh, yes. Very good, very good. Now, lesson number 5. Lesson 5. Silly dogs. Silly, everyone. Silly. Oh, silly dogs. Oh, good, good. Everyone. Silly dogs. Good. All right. Now, let's practice. Happy dogs? Happy, happy, happy. Happy, happy, happy. Very good. Sad dogs? Very good. Now, angry dogs. Come on, come on. Good, good. Angry dogs. Now, tired dogs. Tired? Good, good, good. Tired dogs. And silly dogs. Silly dogs. Silly, 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 silly dogs. Silly dogs. Go on. Silly dogs. Very, very good. You are excellent dogs. Excellent. Bye, everyone. Woo!
Davy the dog, his nose to sniff, his ears to hear.
Cuando los padres me preguntan cuándo debo iniciar a mi hijo en el inglés, les digo que desde ya. En nuestra línea junior comenzamos con los niños a los 4 años y año tras año hasta los 17 seguimos con ellos. Objetivo: comprensión oral y soltura. Comprensión y soltura.
El método Vaughan para niños y para jóvenes se divide en 3 fases. La primera para niños de entre 4 y 7 años, donde abordamos cada temática a través de juegos, canciones, historias y manualidades. La segunda desde los 8 a los 10 años, donde las clases serán temáticas introduciendo el método Vaughan. La tercera fase es a partir de los 10 años, donde se agrupan a los jóvenes por su nivel para que aprendan el método Vaughan de forma íntegra.
Los niños se hacen con el inglés oyéndolo y escuchándolo. Leer, escribir, gramática, eso viene después.
Historia de Estados Unidos, negocios, lingüística, literatura y música son los temas que encontrarás en Culture Vulture, todos los días a las 13 y 21 horas.
Para pasar de un nivel insuficiente de inglés a tener un buen dominio, exige una apuesta fuerte en tiempo, esfuerzo y muchas veces en dinero también. Sin embargo, para los que llegan a buen puerto, el alivio es tremendo y la inversión rentable, muy rentable. Para gente con trabajo y familia, sé que es difícil, pero si está usted dispuesto a hacer la apuesta personal, tendrá en nosotros y en nuestro EMIP un aliado. Eso sí, un aliado realista y exigente, pero un aliado. Alíese con nosotros y con nuestro EMIP, nuestro Executive Master en Inglés Profesional, y le ayudaremos a conseguirlo.
Ahora sí que no tienes excusa para no escuchar Vaughan Radio, vayas donde vayas. Estrenamos aplicación para Android y Apple, para que nos lleves contigo a todas horas. Toda nuestra programación en directo, retos, podcasts y redes sociales disponibles a un solo clic para que continúes mejorando tu inglés. Descárgala ya, no esperes más.
The bragging bear, the cheeky monkey, the happy hyena, the hungry horse.
Y muchos más personajes ayudarán a tus hijos a aprender inglés, divirtiéndose mientras cantan. Toda la familia disfrutará de las canciones originales de Dave Boyes y sus traducciones en español. Da un paso y mejora el inglés de toda la familia. Aprende inglés cantando con animales.
Let's sing! Do you, Vaughan?
Learn It Like a Lady es un nuevo libro dedicado a mujeres de hoy en día, como tú.
Aprenderás vocabulario esencial, consejos de pronunciación y trucos para mejorar tu fluidez de manera fácil y divertida. Todo ello acompañado de un audio descargable.
Está creado para ayudarte a aprender el inglés que usarás en tu vida diaria.
el talento, la innovación, experiencia y liderazgo a tu disposición, para que puedas entender, aprender, comprender. Ahora en Bilbao descúbrenos en la avenida Lehendakari Aguirre 26, Metro Deusto, el centro para la enseñanza y aprendizaje del idioma inglés para todas las edades, niveles y necesidades. No digas, esta vez voy a aprender inglés. Da el paso ahora. Grupo Vaughan, cada vez más cerca. Con Mi Mundo en Inglés, tus hijos aprenderán vocabulario, expresiones útiles y, sobre todo, muchos juegos divertidos. Así el inglés se convierte en una actividad familiar.
Mi Mundo en Inglés es el libro ideal para niños de 5 a 12 años.
Todo ello acompañado de un audio descargable.
Have fun learning English with Mi Mundo en Inglés.
Nuestro presentador estrella se enfrenta a sí mismo transformándose en diferentes personajes todos los días a las 12 y 20 horas, aquí en Vaughan Televisión.
Si eres universitario o joven adulto, quiero hablarte del MIP, de nuestro Máster en Inglés Profesional. Cada año 50.000 jóvenes recién licenciados salen al mismo tiempo en busca de su primer empleo. ¿Eres uno de ellos? ¿Vas a ser pronto uno de ellos? ¿Cómo te vas a diferenciar de los demás, de los 50.000 competidores? ¿Cómo vas a conseguir no ser uno más del montón? Yo llevo casi 40 años aquí, enseñando inglés a directivos de empresa y haciendo pasillos. Y sé que cuando un joven con el inglés resuelto entra por la puerta de una empresa, casi se lo rifan entre los diferentes departamentos. Con el inglés resuelto, tu cotización subirá 100 veces. Y con nuestro MIP, nuestro Máster en Inglés Profesional, te daremos el inglés que quieres, pero sobre todo, te daremos el inglés que ellos tanto, tanto necesitan.
Hello and welcome to my living room. I'm Kathleen Hirschner. I'm so happy to have one of my friends here in the studio with me. I like to interview my friends as much as I can because it gives me a chance, A, to see them again, B, to find out what's new with them, and C, to see what it's like to actually interview them as opposed to just having one of our normal friendly chats. So I'd like to introduce you to my friend David Básico. David, thank you so much for coming today.
The pleasure is all mine. I'm so happy to be here.
Well, it's always good to see you. I don't see you as frequently as I used to, but we've known each other a couple of years. Met in Spain. Yeah. I met you at a cafe because you'd been, I think you'd watched my first season of this show.
I did.
And you said, hey, I'd like to meet you. And I was like, oh, whatever. And I walk in and here's this handsome guy sitting there. I'm like, holy smokes. My lucky day. But we've become very good friends over the years. Yes. And I hope that we can sort of share that friendship with the viewers because it's easy to be artificial, but I want to have like a normal chat with you.
Yeah, anyway, of course.
You look very good, by the way.
Well, you too. I like purple on you. It's good.
I know purple was like the color of the studio today.
I know. I saw that. It's great.
All the women and a couple of the guys were wearing purple, and we must be like connected mentally or something.
Must be that.
But you just got back from a trip to Brazil, so I noticed that your hands are nice and tan, and I'm looking at my own thinking, oh my God, these white little claws.
You won't stay like this for very long. I can tell you that.
Well, you are Spanish though. I mean, you have a Spanish gene that makes your skin a bit darker than maybe the Anglos have.
The olive tan.
The olive complexion. And you're originally, I think, from. Are you originally from Barcelona, or you just lived there?
I did live in Barcelona and Madrid, but I'm originally from Zaragoza.
That's it.
Maño.
You're from. Is that Navarra? No, Aragon.
Aragon. That's right.
You're an Aragonese. Well, so are you, but you've been all around and you've lived in many other countries.
Yes.
One of the things that I remember the most from when I first met you is that you lived in Sweden.
I know.
And I hadn't met very many Spaniards who'd actually lived in Sweden and knew how to speak Swedish.
Who the heck goes there? I mean, it's so up in the north.
I know it. It doesn't seem like a place where Mediterranean people would want to go. And it is pretty chilly.
It is chilly. It is very, very cold. Most of the time, but it was one of the greatest experiences in in my both personal and professional life.
How long were you there? I forget.
I was about 3 years in Stockholm.
Yeah.
I loved it.
Well, and that was the beginning of, at least if I remember correctly, because we don't normally talk about your past, we just talk about current events. But
yeah, and the future and the
excitement.
excitement.
But I think the viewers probably need to know something about your past. But that was kind of the beginning of your entrepreneurial life, was it not?
Pretty much, yeah. I moved first to England and from there to France, and it was in France when I decided to go to Sweden.
Yeah.
But I suppose I had always a very clear idea that what I wanted to do with my life was creating things. So it was that creative desire what moved me from one place to another in the search of that accomplishment.
So your creative impulse made you go to other countries to seek opportunities that maybe you couldn't find in your own country. Well, maybe they were here, but sometimes it's easier to find opportunities in different environments.
Exactly.
Like me here. I mean, it's easier here than it would be in the States. But this creative impulse that you mentioned is not one to do with art in terms of like the arts, but with creativity in business.
Yeah, I think.
And not two things that you think kind of go together.
Why not?
You tell me.
I think I'm sorry, don't agree with you.
I love it when you don't agree with me.
You know, I think it's a very valid point, the one you raised, but I don't agree with you.
All right, put up your dukes.
Okay,
put up
give me
your
your
dukes.
soccer pants.
Give me your best shot. Well, no, I mean, I'm not much of a business person. You know, I don't have a mind.
I don't agree. I think.
Can you agree? Just agree with me once, just in the beginning.
Okay.
No, but I mean, I really don't have a real business sense. I sort of live in more of an artistic, creative world.
Right.
But one thing I do know about you, being your friend, is that you are very creative and you're always looking for different angles within your business. But that business started out in mobile phone technology or something like that.
Technologies, yes. But I think every single entrepreneur experiences the need of creating, and I think it's part of being an entrepreneur. Creative.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful adjective.
Well, it keeps you alive too.
And it's what gets you up in the morning, you know, to be able to face a new day in which you will be able to create something new, or to make a thing that is already existing in a different way.
Or make it better. And I think that's one thing that you're focused on.
Exactly. And making better things is also making things better.
Yeah. Well, that's an interesting statement. Making better things is also making things better.
So you don't necessarily need to innovate all the time.
No.
You can actually just enhance or improve an existing process.
Well, you know, we all have those things in our everyday lives, little objects that we use, like an electric toothbrush, or maybe, in my case, those little ganchos that you suck onto the wall. You know, the little hooks that are made out of rubber, and you lick them, and you put them on the wall.
Yeah.
And there are so many, like, minor design flaws in these things. I always think, why does it have to be shaped like this? Why does it have to be like this? And I'm thinking, why doesn't somebody come up with a better version of this?
There you go.
But a lot of times, many times they don't, I suppose, just because people are used to the existing system.
Yeah, and that is a very dangerous feeling, to get used to that.
Yeah, I think that's a problem.
So I don't remember what I heard or read that this statement, I'm only comfortable if I feel uncomfortable. And that, I love it.
Yeah.
I really love that.
Most people
sentence.
don't believe that, but I believe it because I like change.
Exactly. You like change. Change is part of life.
Yeah.
Change is the only constant.
Yeah.
You know? So we better accept it and live with it. I think it's...
How do you get people, David, to embrace that quality that you and I both like? Because I'm used to it. I've lived it my whole life. I don't know anything else. In fact, when things are too constant and predictable, I'm usually unhappy. I think you're the same way.
Very much.
And sometimes I even sabotage my things in my life because I want to stir things up.
That's important. You shake things
it up a little bit.
Yeah.
Because I get like, this is a bit too comfortable for me.
That's important to do. That's very important.
But how do you... I don't think most people feel like that. I think the majority of people probably like stability and a feeling of...
Yeah, that's also true.
So how would you introduce someone to this other way of thinking? Like, okay, it's not that bad.
Very good question. You know, I have an answer for that.
Okay.
And the answer is, nothing remains always the same.
Right.
So if change is something you cannot avoid, you better work with it. You must learn and work out your role in the changing process.
Or maybe expose yourself to it.
And you need to be a participant role in that process. You need to take action. I think taking action is what people are really afraid of, more than the change itself.
What do you think people are? I mean, we're getting a bit esoteric before we get into the. Yeah, but that's all right. We're going to come back to like current events.
I know you're so.
But what do you think people are afraid of? Do you think they're afraid of the result of stirring things up or shaking things up, or do you think that they're afraid of changing their routine? Like maybe the result could be very good and they know that, but they don't want to make the first step to change it because that's uncomfortable. It takes you out of your comfort zone.
Yes.
They say it takes 21 days to break a habit.
21 days?
Scientists, behavioral scientists, I read this the other day in the Telegraph, that behavioral scientists have determined that it's like between 21 and 28 days, which is why a lot of these detox programs are like 28-day programs. A woman's cycle, menstrual cycle, is 28 days.
Oh.
I mean, there's a cyclical thing with this, but they say it takes that long for a person to change a behavior or to remove a bad one.
Interesting. You see, that's why I don't have any habits.
Because you don't do anything for 21 days.
Nothing. Never.
Well, let's talk about what you're doing now. Because, as usual, you've got, your fingers in many pies, as we say in English.
I try to. This is part of my personality, something I live with.
But I know that you're not opposed to taking risks.
No.
I know that you're not opposed, and you almost invite the opportunity to invest money in yourself. A lot of money.
Well.
Or maybe the bank's money. I don't know.
A bit of both.
I don't know whose money it is. It's not my business.
But yeah, it's
part
of the game.
I've never been very good at taking a risk and investing in myself, and that's something that I admire about you.
Consider yourself to be risk adverse?
Risk adversarial?
Yes, like you.
Oh, a risk aversion. I don't know if I have one. I hope not. But that's a good question.
I think we all like taking risk at some point. It's part of the excitement of life, But you've taken a lot. You've taken several since I've known you. Yeah.
I mean, well, no, you should say yes. I have.
Yes, I have.
Yes, absolutely, Kathleen.
I'm just don't want to.
We're not going to ask you to spill the beans.
Okay.
Do you know what spill the beans means?
Yeah.
It means to let a secret out. No, we're not going to ask you to talk about your top secret business dealings, but more the motivation behind them.
Yeah.
Because last night when we were speaking about what we wanted to talk about, we talked about entrepreneurship, and that's a big thing for you. I mean, that's a topic that you're very
it's one of them.
Close to.
I'm close to.
And
I'm experiencing in my own flesh. So
I mean, not just because of your work, but seems like since I've been doing interviews over the past few weeks here, I've interviewed a lot of people who call themselves entrepreneurs.
That's because there are a lot of people out there who are entrepreneurs,
or who are turning into entrepreneurs.
I think entrepreneurial is an state that is in people's nature. I think it comes with our own nature. I don't think you're born an entrepreneur, I don't think you become an entrepreneur. I think rather you're born an entrepreneur in a small or bigger degree, and then you develop these skills or this ability over the years. But
so you think it's an innate quality, something that is part of who you are in your character.
Yeah.
It's not like you're going to learn to be an entrepreneur. Because I'm not much of an entrepreneur, although I have a conflict because I don't like working for other people.
Yeah.
So it's kind of a problem.
That's usually the first motivation the entrepreneur realizes when deciding to become an entrepreneur.
Yeah, I want the best of
deciding.
I want the best of both worlds. I want a regular paycheck and a group of people who support me, and I also don't want anybody to tell me what to do. So this, I don't know if that's possible to find that kind of equilibrium. I have it to some extent.
It can work out. If you can be an entrepreneur in your own job, in your own regular work, and by trying to innovate every day in what you do, you can be an entrepreneur in improving yourself and improving your environment, trying to be proactive.
To be like a self-entrepreneur, like entrepreneurial skills directed at self-development.
Exactly. And you can also be an entrepreneur by, getting out there and facing the risk, which means starting up a venture.
Like the things that you do. I mean, you've worked in mobile phones, you've worked in advertising, I think.
In new media.
Mainly new media. You have your own company.
Yeah.
In new media. I don't know if you want to talk about that.
That's okay. I don't mind.
Open Box, which I love I love the name because we have this thing that's been overused in the United States of like working outside your comfort zone, and they always have like a box. I did it earlier.
Yeah.
And the fact that the box is open, meaning you don't have any boundaries.
That's right. That was the original idea.
Letting surprises come out of the box.
I was working for other people. Won't mention the name. When one day we mentioned the expression to think out of the box.
Outside the box.
Outside the box.
Yep.
To think outside the box. And then I thought, why not? Why not to open the box, to start thinking out of it.
Well, and
outside
I think when people are willing, or when they get to the point in their careers, and sometimes it's because they've had a crisis, but when they're willing to sort of get outside this is an overused term, their comfort zone.
Yeah, the comfort zone.
Oh, my comfort zone. It's like, whatever. When they're willing to get outside, sometimes they have to be pushed, but sometimes they willingly cross over. And that's when I think things start to happen for most people. I think the worst thing that you can have is stagnation, and to be static. And a lot of people have said, this crisis is such a boring thing. And yeah, it is. And maybe that stagnation will make people move outside of it.
Yeah.
One thing about entrepreneurial activities, entrepreneurship. The word has a lot of different forms
and connotations as well.
The one thing that has always stuck with me that I was listening to, one of these, new age business gurus. They're all over the world writing.
Every single time I browse through the books, I feel my heart sinking.
I know.
It's so...
The 1 Minute Manager, the 7 Steps of Highly Successful People by Stephen Covey, which makes me want to...
Good. But,
every time I see it.
I mean, it's a good intellectual effort, but how useful is that? I don't know. At least for me,
you know what I think a lot of people do with these books? I think they read them at night before they go to bed, and they're like,
to fall asleep.
Yeah, or to fall asleep. And then, if you don't put the things that you read into practice, you're wasting your time.
Exactly. It's not what you know, it's what you do with it.
It's exactly. And one of the things that I remember about somebody who told me, was talking about entrepreneurial mentalities and whatever, and they said, look, you don't have to be afraid of it because you don't have to spend your own money. A lot of people equate being an entrepreneur with spending your own money. The objective, he said, if you're smart, is to spend someone else's money. You know where I'm going with this?
Yeah, I'm not sure.
But you're not going to agree. I know you're not going to agree with me.
No, but I have my reservations about that.
I'm just repeating.
I wish, or maybe, I don't know. I'm not sure if I really wish I could be spending someone else's money.
Well,
but I think it's good to
be patient.
Get involved.
Hear me out.
All right.
Hear me out. Okay. Because you can disagree with me if you want. I don't know anything. I'm just repeating what I heard. This guy said that the objective in his mind is to spend someone else's money, like to get investors who want to be a part of what your great idea is, and they see that it has potential.
That's good. Eventually,
monetary remuneration.
Yeah.
And to get them and spend their money so that you can keep your own financial world, like your home and your family and everything, free from stress of like starting up a new venture. This was this guy's mentality. Now, doesn't sound like it's realistic.
But
you can't disagree
at some point
that might be.
You're going to need the help of someone else's money,
right?
To keep growing. I mean, it's only this far that you can grow organically.
But can't you initiate the growth with other people's money?
It very much depends on your own resources, but
or how well you are at finding, how good you are at finding
the scope of your project. But I believe in the idea of trying always by your own means, because that way you suffer the growing pains. the growing pains, you know, you experience the process and then you learn, and it's live and learn, you know, it's you need to experience life, you need to touch this book to know how it feels like.
So you think that that's a necessary process?
To know what it tastes like.
The pain of tasting, the pain of making mistakes and solving them.
Yeah, exactly.
And if you
live and learn.
Well, you might be convincing me, because I guess, no, I mean, now that I'm thinking about it, if you take a risk yourself, then you're more personally invested in, and I use that word not in the financial sense, but in like you invest your energy and your time into the project and your passion. And I suppose if you use someone else's resources,
it's like being
you're not taking a risk.
No.
I suppose it's like going to therapy and paying for therapy with your company's money. You know, psychotherapy?
Exactly.
Which I did once. And yeah, I did. And I'm quite open about it. I don't care.
Okay.
And
I'm glad you're open.
The company, the health insurance plan of the company paid for not only health, you know, medical, physical things, but also mental health. And so I took advantage of that and thought, well, I'm going to go do some therapy. There are a few things I'd like to work on. You know, I know that this could be a positive thing. And so I spent their money. And at one point, the therapist said to me, she goes, you know, we're not really making very much progress in those areas that you told me you wanted to work on. She goes, we were having a good time, but she goes, I think it's because it's not painful for you, because you're not the one.
You're relaxed.
You're too relaxed. She goes, you're not the one writing the check.
Interesting point.
Yeah, and I didn't like it at first. I was like, you know, closed.
You react defensive.
Closed body language, like, no, I don't, la, la, la. But I think she was right, that when I
Very possibly, yeah.
Well, I proved it, because when I didn't work for that company anymore and I wanted to go back and I had to pay for it myself, why I went into that therapy session like, all right, here's what we're going to talk about today. Exactly. Here's what's on my mind. We have 60 minutes. You know, let's get to it. Different therapist, though. Yeah, but I mean, I think you're right, maybe. I don't know.
Think about it. At the end of the day, even if you are asking for, or you're trying to raise some capital, you need to prove your formula works. So,
right. So you're into the investors, or to who?
What exactly to those possible investors?
Okay.
You know. So what is the best guarantee you could show or offer? I couldn't think of any other better proof or example of that the business model works than being able to show that you put your own resources and risk everything you know and have to make it work, to make it happen. So it's you know, investors are not stupid. They realize very quickly how things work and whether you are really committed or not. So
that's a very valid.
Starts by you investing and you putting your own resources and proving it.
And say, look, I'm not going to start this project and then once it becomes successful, just disappear. Exactly. Because I've made a personal investment in myself.
Exactly. But it's tough. It's very tough, especially in these downtime.
It makes me tired even thinking about it.
It's very tiring. Yeah. I can think of a few things that are almost as tiring.
Well...
And are even more fun sometimes.
Yeah. Well, yeah, preferably the things that are tiring and fun are the ones that are...
They're worth it. At the end of the day, they are. Yeah. Because, you know, you have to put some effort into it.
Well,
and usually the compensation is much, you know, much of a comfort, much a reconforting compensation. You know what I mean?
Well, yeah. I mean, like for a job well done, if you get to reap the financial rewards of that. It's like exercise. Sometimes before you go to work out, I know you work out a lot.
No much.
But enough to keep yourself together. And I know that sometimes in my own life, I kind of like, I don't really feel like working out. But you know, the one thing that gets me to the gym is that feeling when I'm finished. When I'm like, I'm so glad I came.
The feeling of accomplishment.
I didn't really feel like coming today, but I knew ahead of time that I would feel this way.
And that's part of having fun, right? When you get things done,
right?
And that
sense of accomplishment.
Exactly. That's part of being an entrepreneur. That's what I say. That most of us in
Is there like
in
a
way
group
or
of you?
another. We're entrepreneurs. We're all entrepreneurs.
Do you have like an entrepreneur support group where you can go and talk about?
Actually not.
I'm starting up my own business and I really got to share this with the group.
I share that with my friends and my business partners and my parents. Both also were entrepreneurs at their time and great people.
That's right.
I admire them a lot.
That's right.
I admire my parents.
Well, so you kind of inherited that gene from your mom and dad.
I think so, yeah. And they're very, very different. My father is much more of the manager type.
Yeah.
The guy who's able to keep things under control. And is also a team leader.
Yeah.
My mom is a team leader, but of another kind. Is much more of what someone would say, a leader in hope.
Really?
Yes.
Every time you talk about her, I always envision, I haven't met her, a mercurial person, like a very kind of talkative,
she is.
creative.
She's fantastic. She has this energy. She's got this passion for life, and that makes of her a great entrepreneur.
Well, and she also was a woman during she was working during a time when women typically in Spain were not working outside the home.
Exactly.
So she was like my mom in that sense. My mom was not typical either.
Exactly.
So these women are cool. I mean, they were doing something ahead of their time. What did she do? I forget.
She did real estate.
Yeah.
Before that, she was a dancer.
That's right.
Before a dancer, she also did some modeling.
Yeah.
But you know, she was very courageous because my father comes from a very, very traditional family.
Yeah.
And for him, wasn't that cool that a woman would be out there working. So
I think
she said, no, I'm out there. Talk to the hand because the face doesn't want to talk anymore, baby. I'm out there.
Talk to the hand because the face doesn't want to talk anymore. I love that.
You know the sister attitude? That's my mother, but in white, kind of blondie. And in Spanish.
David, I want you to come back because now I want to go and have a conversation about your family because I know a bit about it. We're out of time.
Okay.
But thank you for sharing that, reminding me of that saying. David Blasco, it's always great to see you again.
My pleasure.
You look great.
You too.
And thank you for tuning in to another conversation here in my living room. I'll be back with more interesting guests like David with you very soon. So, hasta luego, adios, ciao.
Si eres universitario o joven adulto, quiero hablarte del MIP, de nuestro Máster en Inglés Profesional. Cada año 50.000 jóvenes recién licenciados salen al mismo tiempo en busca de su primer empleo. ¿Eres uno de ellos? ¿Vas a ser pronto uno de ellos? ¿Cómo te vas a diferenciar de los demás, de los 50.000 competidores? ¿Cómo vas a conseguir no ser uno más del montón? Yo llevo casi 40 años aquí, enseñando inglés a directivos de empresa y haciendo pasillos. Y sé que cuando un joven con el inglés resuelto entra por la puerta de una empresa, casi se lo rifan entre los diferentes departamentos. Con el inglés resuelto, tu cotización subirá 100 veces. Y con nuestro MIP, nuestro Máster en Inglés Profesional, te daremos el inglés que quieres. Pero sobre todo, te daremos el inglés que ellos tanto, tanto necesitan.
Okay, guys, well, we're going to take it to the streets. Nos vamos a la calle to see if our friends in Zaragoza have a good English level or not. But I'm not going to put you to the test. No way. My friend, that crazy guy over there, Richard Brown, he's going to put you to the test.
Okay, Pilar, how do you say, ¿cómo se dice? ¿De dónde eres?
Where are you from?
Where are you from? 10 points. ¿Cómo se dice en inglés? Me gustaría tener un uniforme como el tuyo.
I'd like to have a uniform like yours.
Wow, very good.
You deserve a book.
She
now.
deserves it. Se lo merece.
Number 65.
¿Quieres hablar inglés de una vez por todas y no puedes ir al extranjero? Pues haz que el extranjero venga a ti. Vaughan Town es el primer programa de inmersión en el que podrás interactuar con nativos de varios países y acentos.
It's not like going to school. It's a way where you interact, and it's an interaction. There's different ways of interacting, but it's mainly interacting with people.
Durante una semana en cualquiera de nuestras ubicaciones te comunicarás solo en inglés, hasta mejorar todas las habilidades del idioma y todo en un entorno natural.
What I found is that in 3 days, not even a week, but only in 3 days here, you get the same results that in 3 weeks in Boston or Australia or whatever other Anglo country.
Con nosotros aprenderás el inglés real.
I'm more confident now. It's not the same the first one-to-one but the last one-to-one. At the beginning I think in Spanish and translate in my mind to speak in English, but at the end, for example, now the English is automatic in my mind and I get to speak.
No pongas más excusas. Ataca tu asignatura pendiente y deja tu aprendizaje en las mejores manos. Si quieres más información sobre Vaughan Town o cualquiera de nuestros cursos, llama al 91 133 5833. 2 and 2, Mad Boy and Company, Kids Club y Let's Play acompañarán a los peques de la casa todos los días de 9:30 a 10:30 horas y de 17:30 a 18:30 horas, aquí en Vaughan Televisión. Aprender inglés es tener a los mejores profesores y con rumbo al inglés, desde tu lugar favorito, podrás empezar la tarea con Hannah Cho y Natasha Pascual, todos los días a las 9 y 17 horas, aquí en Vaughan Televisión.
Cuando los padres me preguntan cuándo debo iniciar a mi hijo en el inglés, les digo que desde ya. En nuestra línea junior comenzamos con los niños de los 4 años y año tras año hasta los 17 seguimos con ellos. ¿Objetivo? Comprensión oral y soltura. Comprensión y soltura.
El método Vaughan para niños y para jóvenes se divide en 3 fases. La primera para niños de entre 4 y 7 años, donde abordamos cada temática a través de juegos, canciones, historias y manualidades. La segunda desde los 8 a los 10 años, donde las clases serán temáticas introduciendo el método Vaughan. La tercera fase es a partir de los 10 años, donde se agrupan a los jóvenes por su nivel para que aprendan el método Vaughan de forma íntegra.
Los niños se hacen con el inglés oyéndolo y escuchándolo. Leer, escribir, gramática, eso viene después. Para pasar de un nivel insuficiente de inglés a tener un buen dominio, exige una apuesta fuerte en tiempo, esfuerzo y muchas veces en dinero también. Sin embargo, para los que llegan a buen puerto, el alivio es tremendo y la inversión rentable, muy rentable. Para gente con trabajo y familia, sé que es difícil, pero si está usted dispuesto a hacer la apuesta personal, tendrá en nosotros y en nuestro EMIP un aliado. Eso sí, un aliado realista y exigente, pero un aliado. Alíese con nosotros y con nuestro EMIP, nuestro Executive Master en Inglés Profesional, y le ayudaremos a conseguirlo.
¿Necesitas aprender inglés de una forma rápida y fiable? ¿Eres un profesional con una vida ajetreada, poco tiempo libre y quieres darle un empujón a tu inglés? Pues apúntate a nuestros cursos de inmersión en verano. Con nuestro curso de inmersión conseguirás multiplicar tu comprensión auditiva, ganarás confianza, fluidez y vencerás el miedo escénico a la hora de comunicarte en inglés. Con Vaughan Town saldrás de nuestro pueblo angloparlante mucho más confiado en tu capacidad de comunicación y serás capaz de realizar todo tipo de actividad profesional en inglés con más eficacia. Y nuestros cursos residenciales son idóneos para lograr un rápido aprendizaje del idioma con cursos de 5 días o un fin de semana. Te estamos esperando. Llama al 91 700 1199.
Hablamos de conducta, de educación y de todos los aspectos que influyen en los niños y adolescentes. Todos los días a las 8:30 y 16:30 horas. Vaughan Televisión.
Hello and welcome to my living room. I'm Kathleen Hirschner. A few months ago, I had the good fortune to participate in a rather unusual event here in Madrid that was sponsored and I believe the brainchild of my guest today. It was called Contracorriente, and we walked backwards down Fuencarral Street. So I'm going to let my friend Joe O'Patroni tell you all about it. Joe, thank you for coming today. It's good to have you here.
Thank you, Kathleen.
We were friends before that event, but why don't you start out by telling the viewers what that was all about? It was kind of a weird deal.
Yeah, weird deal. Well, this was called La Carrera Contracorriente, which was part of a worldwide movement that turned into over 5,000 events in over 80 countries, sponsored by an organization called 350.org, which is an organization started by Bill McKibben. He's a writer and a teacher in University of the United States in Vermont. And he started this organization to make that number 350 a number that everybody understands the importance of, and a number that worldwide will automatically catch people's attention.
And that significance of 350
so you're going to ask me the number, yeah.
Is what?
350 is the most important number in the world. It's 350 parts per million of carbon dioxide, which is the level that now scientists are saying is the top, the ceiling that we can reach as a civilization of amount of carbon dioxide in the atmosphere.
In order to maintain the health of the Earth and of our own personal health.
Civilization as we know it, basically. And it's a fancy way, sorry to interrupt, but it's a fancy way of saying how many parts of carbon dioxide per other parts of air if we were to take a block, let's say, of air and cut it up. 350 would be the maximum amount of carbon dioxide in that air, in that block of air. And what we were trying to do is just raise awareness, and it ended up amazing, all online, social networks, and online organization. Nobody made any money off of it. It was just a way to spread awareness of this number. And our little march was on the calle Fuencarral, which I was walking down one day as I was thinking, what can we do to raise awareness here in Spain? And I was pacing it off, and I said, that seems around 350 meters. And then I looked at Google Maps and actually measured it, and the pedestrian part of that street is exactly 350 meters long. So we walked backwards to say that we have to go back to 350 because we're currently at about 387 parts per million.
So we've already crossed the threshold that we weren't supposed to cross.
Yes, we have. Yes, we have.
And we've done it very rapidly, because I remember you and I had a conversation about this on the radio. And we, in the last 100 years, in the last 20 or 30 years, we've accelerated. That number has grown so exponentially and so quickly that it's frightening.
Yes, it is, and actually every decade it gets more frightening, and basically it's because of our overuse of fossil fuels, and we are burning them just as fast as we can to in all fairness, to fuel the economic growth that we've enjoyed. You and I, our generation has enjoyed.
That we all take advantage of. You fly on an airplane, you're participating in...
That's the hardest one for me, because I love travel, and that's the hardest one for me to sort of come to peace with, is doing a little bit less of that. But anyway, the most important thing to know here is that we've already passed the threshold, and we need to know as a society how important it is to curb our use of fossil fuels.
Well, let's get back, if we can, to how you hatched this idea. Now, you had an urge to do something for the global participation, like you said, and I think it was in October, for this event to raise awareness. And so you're walking around the streets of Madrid going, what can I do, what can I do, what can I do? And you come to, boom, Calle Fuencarral. Did it occur to you to count how long the street was in terms of paces, or did it just
Okay, well, yeah, I was waiting for someone else. This is a typical thing that we all do, I think, that we see that there's a problem in society and we wait for somebody else to take care of it.
Right.
And I'm a member of the Climate Project, which I think you know. I give talks about climate change.
Yes, I do.
In university schools, civic groups, whatever, anybody who's interested.
Here in Spain?
Here in Madrid, yeah, in Spain. I have plans to do some in the U.S. too, which is where I'm from. But after I give my talks, I always kind of wondered, so, you know, did anybody hear anything? Is anybody going to do anything about this? And I think and I also felt a need to connect a little bit more with the people that I'm talking to. Right. So anyway, I'm walking down that street as I'm waiting for someone else to do something. This is 2 weeks before this big worldwide 350 event, which you can check online and see what happened all over the world. It was really touching, amazing that every corner of the planet was...
Everybody did something different, but everybody was participating at the same time.
And everybody did whatever they wanted, and the whole main idea here, or the main push, was to get that number out.
Right.
And I was very pleased here in Spain because we had a lot of TV coverage. Channel 6 did an amazing reportaje, documentary report about it. Right. And what I liked the most about it is that they didn't necessarily concentrate on us. They concentrated on what was happening worldwide. And that's what my goal was. I wanted to get that number out, that it's something that is happening all over the world. So they're not just freaks in dreadlocks, and you know, this is a mainstream thing. You know what I mean?
I relaxed my dreadlocks for the day. So you know.
I don't mean to downplay anybody
I know.
who has that. I'm trying to say that it's a mainstream thing. This is people all over the world, from big business. There are some governments that are actively getting involved, especially governments where their countries are in direct peril because of rising sea levels, etc. So,
well, you bring up a good point, though. I mean, let's just look at it a little bit more closely. The environmental movement has always been associated, or hasn't always, but in the past it was associated with, you know, hippies and living off the land, tree huggers, granola heads. I mean, all of these, you know, negative terms that aren't really negative, but they kind of are a bit derogatory. You know, it was sort of the bastion of the hippie movement in the 60s and 70s. But the thing is that businesses and industry are actually the ones that need to get on the bandwagon, as we say, to help in the effort to get people back to thinking about being more environmentally aware.
There are some businesses on the bandwagon. I think it's a good term because there's a lot of greenwashing going on too. In other words, look how environmental I am.
I'm green.
Yeah, I'm selling you this wonderful product that is going to save the world or whatever. And I think that those things are necessary and they're good. And when they're well-intentioned and authentic, I think that's very important. I think all of us should be conscious of what we consume. But moreover, well, this could be a nice segue here into my next initiative. I think that each individual needs to feel empowered because oftentimes, the people who hear my talks say, I know that the climate crisis is serious. I know that my kids are going to inheriting an Earth that's in peril. And they want to do something, but they feel like, what can I do? It's big business that has to change. It's government that has to change. And I don't believe that. I think that we see that each individual has so much power.
We have purchasing power too.
Purchasing power number one, yeah.
And we can boycott companies as a group of humans that don't behave in the way that we think they should. I mean, the power of consumerism cannot be underestimated.
Exactly. And I think that there's several things at play here, but people hear my talks have been asking, well, what can I do? What can I do? Yeah. And I searched the internet for months and months and months to try to find an initiative that I thought would be something that I could support wholeheartedly. And there's scads of wonderful environmental websites out there that you can learn a lot from. But the biggest problem with CO2, carbon dioxide, which is the main gas responsible for global warming, the climate crisis, is that the gas is invisible. It doesn't have any smell, taste. And it's something that we can't really get a tangible hold on. And in fact, we breathe out carbon dioxide. Right now, I've exhaled...
And cows, we know, are methane gas.
That's methane, which is even more dangerous.
Polluters.
Yeah.
But you bring up another interesting point, which is that what if, just suppose, CO2 had a really bad smell. Like, you know, putrid, like the worst smell in the world, like a skunk.
I think that would make it a lot easier to control.
Wouldn't it be easier to convince people, too, that, hey, okay, this is not only is this a problem, but you get to live it, breathe it, smell it, eat it, taste it.
But since it doesn't, a friend of mine and I were contemplating this together, and we came up with an idea that hopefully by the time this program airs, will be live. The idea will already be online. If not, you could still sign up. It's called I Count 2.
2, the number 2, or TOO?
ICO, capital COUNT, and then 2.
The number 2.
I count. I'm important. What I do matters, and I count my CO2. Yeah. It's all about making a tangible impact in reducing your emissions of CO2. Right. So if you go home and you say, "Oh, well, I'm green. The government needs to change." No. I will show you how I can actually reduce my consumption of CO2 in my home, and we can measure it. We can prove through this initiative how much impact you've had by being more efficient with your energy usage.
Well, because don't a lot of people fall into this sort of laissez-faire attitude, or maybe it's just a lazy attitude, like, oh, you know, I don't recycle because, I mean, I'm just one person and I create a little bit of trash, but look at all the huge mega companies, they're polluting, you know, like, and people
That's exactly it.
This is an easy excuse to make to yourself.
It is it's an easy excuse, and I think that I'm very interested in sociology, and I think that's a natural reaction. It's sort of like the commons, that it's easy to spoil the commons because it's not, but in the end, it's my air, but everybody else is part of the problem too.
It's like sort of collective security, or not security, but sort of collective apathy.
Collective apathy, that's exactly the word. And I think, well, with this initiative, what we're trying to do is to show that not only can I have a personal impact myself by changing my own habits, but just through social networks, which I know you're a Facebook person.
Oh, well,
I hate to say that, but
I mean, no, it's true. I go through periods of time though where I try to divorce myself or take a break because I feel like, okay, if I can't sit in front of my computer all the time, I have to go outside and play with the other boys and girls once in a while.
Right.
But it is very compelling.
How can I tell you? I was very reluctant to start Facebook, and I'm still not really into it myself. But
stop before you get started.
But I think that it's if you. Once again, in sociological terms, it's natural that people are attracted to it, I think.
Yeah.
A way to socialize, no matter where you are, with whomever on the planet, instantly.
We're herd animals.
Yeah.
We are social creatures.
And that's what this is about. Not only can I can know what my own impact is through this initiative, but also, if I'm friends with X amount of people, and they see the impact that I've made, and they're also environmentally conscious, or they just want to save some money. Because, by the way, this initiative is not about, I don't want you to give me any money. What I want you to do is save money on your electricity, your water, and your gas bill, and at the same time save the planet, if you will. Put your grain of salt, a grain of sand into saving the planet. But if you sign up because you're my friend, then because of our pyramid structure, I shouldn't say pyramid,
well, pyramid has a negative connotation because of the pyramid marketing scheme.
But it's a similar thing, but for the good of the planet. In other words, if Kathleen is my friend and she's seen that I've saved $50 on my electricity bill, she wants to do that too. Or she's seen that I've saved X amount of tons of CO2 because I've reduced my consumption by X amount, then she can be a part of that too. But because she signed up as my friend, then my impact is exponential. And everyone that you sign up will end up in turn.
Like the huge ripple effect.
Right. And what we'll do is we'll inform you of how you can do it, and we'll let you inform your friends of how you've done it. Second, we're going to help you measure, as I said, measure how much of an impact you've made. So we're making that CO2 tangible.
Right.
And third, we're going to reward you for your efforts.
Yay! And who doesn't want to save money?
That's part of it. You automatically get a reward by saving cash.
Yeah.
But second, if this initiative takes off the way we hope it will, we'll have sponsors that will help reward you in some concrete, tangible way as well.
Like with coupons, or maybe, I mean, in other words, you'll get something back, perhaps.
We'll see. We're going to try to make it less capital. We're trying to make it like that has something to do with the initiative, like helping, for example, give you a solar panel, if you will, or more energy-saving equipment. There's really cool devices out there for measuring how much energy you're using in each device in your home.
Right.
Because the big problem with CO2, it's like in home energy usage, and I always think of this metaphor, it's like going to the grocery store, right? Imagine you went to the grocery store once a week, you put whatever you wanted in your cart, and yet there was no prices on anything. So you have no idea what anything costs. It's just whatever catches your eye.
I think they call that looting.
You could say that. But then imagine you go to the cash register with your cart full with whatever you wanted. You go to the cash register, and they don't tell you what it costs. They just say, thank you, Miss Hirschner, and you're on your way. And you go the next week, you do the same thing, 4 times, let's say.
Okay.
At the end of the month, you get your bill. This is what it costs. In other words, you have no idea what you've spent.
Nobody would agree to that kind of a scenario at all.
But that's what we do with energy usage. We have no idea how much our computers use, how much anything uses. We have no clue.
It's like you wait for the surprise at the end of the month,
and
at the end of every 2 months.
And that's why we have such a ridiculous usage of energy in our homes that we have no clue about.
What if companies like Iberdrola and our service companies, what if they could give you like meters that you had in your home where you'd know how much you're consuming every day? And you could say, hey kids, yesterday we seem to have cut our energy consumption by half. Now I wonder why.
Those are already starting. Those are called smart meters, and in the United States, they are rolling out already in the United States and in the UK.
I want one.
Well, this could be part of our initiative. That's one of our plans. And she mentions Iberdrola, if they're listening.
Well, no, I don't mean...
They're one of the people I'd like to talk to.
I'm not pointing out anybody in particular, but, we could name all of them. I mean, we all know who they are, but the companies that we use to get our services, our gas, our electricity.
And you'd think as a user, well, they'll never be interested, Iberdrola, Gas Natural, they'll never be interested in this initiative because they want you to use more energy. And they do to a certain extent, but I think that I know people. One of the guys working with me works in one of these companies. I think I should probably leave it nameless.
That's all right.
But
we don't have to out him today.
But after talking to him, they also have vested interest in help to curb the peak hour usage, because they have to. Their energy output needs are based on that peak hour, which may be just. In the United States, the last time I saw the statistic, it was 40 minutes a day is when the peak amount of energy is used. But they have to have it